case.
I see a lot of cases, man. I see tons of variety and
It was
cool
this
stuff.
or what's that stuff called?
C4?
No, worse than that.
Ghost?
Nope. Celsius.
Oh, yeah. The Celsius is taking over.
Horrible. But I
And-
think there's some sort of monopoly going on. It's this or Celsius, and that's all you can get?
And Flowrida sued them and got paid big. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
They did something that they weren't supposed to with Flowrida. He found out. They didn't think he would.
It was a contract or something wasn't fulfilled.
That's pretty awesome.
And it was old as shit, too, because he's like, this Celsius shit's been around forever, and it's always sucked.
I used to know the specifics of it, but yeah, he found out something through his lawyers, and they called him out, and he won a bunch of money.
Black power.
Flowrida is amazing. I love Flowrida.
But
Him, Neo, Pitbull, the whole bunch. I love them all.
I've been using Bing over here, and it has Copilot.
Bing and Yahoo. Do you have a time machine too?
Yeah.
But it is.
I'm just on his computer, and it has his default
You got the
browser.
time machine.
His default browser is Edge, and
Edge.
and all these new Google or not Google things. I want to call it Google, but it's Bing. They all have their own little AI answer, and the Dream Big Performing Arts Center in Del Mar, Delaware.
Wait, is that like Alexa? Oh, my bad. I kind of cut you off.
It's like that, or if you search on Google, there's like that AI answer now.
Oh, yeah, that's
Even on fucking Facebook, it has it like at the top of the comments.
Nothing has gotten better. It's the same fucking search, right?
This is
I
funny.
haven't noticed
It
anything.
just says this is owned and operated by comedian Dan Bell. Is that the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. It's designed to bring laughter and entertainment to the community with a variety of comedy shows and other performances. And it cites its source for that as DelawareOnline.com.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, and the center hosts stand-up comedians, open mic nights, and even competitions like Del Marva's Funniest.
Yeah,
And
fuck that contest.
Oh, that's great. That's where like they used to do Philly's Funniest, and that's what Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis both won.
Oh,
and
wow.
They became buddies. for
Yeah, I
Philly's
saw
Funniest.
that advertised. I kind of wanted to go see one. Are they doing that every year, you think?
Yeah, that's a legitimate contest.
And who won that?
That is
Do you
a
remember the
farce.
winner?
No,
Yeah, I don't
What
think
do you
I
mean?
heard.
What's a farce?
that contest. We call it. We
You
call
said
it
the
Del
Marva's.
Marva's Funniest.
The Phillies one is legit, but this one's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Probably first annual, right?
Yeah.
For Delmarva.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
No.
And if you're interested, let me finish what this thing says. If you're interested on catching a show, you can check out their schedule and get tickets on their website with a link to the website. It sounds like a great place to enjoy some laughs and support local talent. Copilot. Shout
Wow,
out.
Copilot did a good job.
I think that's pretty cool.
better than Instagrams. That's better than Facebooks.
I like the setting of the sources. You can see here how it has the links.
Oh, that's tough.
And the owner of this venue, Dan Bell, he really is the man. I called him on the phone one time, and he could just feel the energy through the phone.
We call him a unicorn. Like
Yeah.
he is just.
What did he say? Celebration. I was like,
Yes.
okay, celebration. So he's got like a
Did you have
catchphrase.
him on your other show?
No, I was just talking to him on the phone about doing possible shows in the future, which I'm still down to do. I've just been so damn busy.
How old is he?
He sounded like he was 45,
That sounds about right.
right?
Nice.
He's a real estate guy, and he's a really cool guy.
Comedian Dan Bell. I wish they should link to him on here.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Follow him on Facebook, and definitely go out to Dream Big Comedy Venue in Delmar, Maryland, or Delaware. It's
It's
Delmar,
on the
Maryland,
Delaware
right?
side.
It's on the Delaware side. It's a stone's throw from the line. I used to live right there on the train tracks.
Yeah.
Now I live still right there. On the
There's
train
a
tracks.
handful of confusing ass cities like that in this country, and Delmar, Delaware, and Maryland is one of them.
Yeah.
Well, there's Mardella too.
But then I'm talking about like Kansas City is like not in Kansas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
like stuff like that.
True.
We got one of them. We got one of them here on the shore. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this link because we did tell Karen we'd send it before 9. It's 9 now, so I'm gonna send this link. We're gonna get this thing going. But it'll take me a little bit.
Dude, I've opened way too many fucking links already.
He's got a lot to show us tonight.
No, it's nothing good.
You
It's the
can just
amazing
have
Jonathan and Dream Big Delaware Online story.
All right, and we got a special guest, Dev Maddox, at the table tonight. He's filling in for Mike Tall. It's going to be amazing. Thank you for coming on, bro.
No problem.
Just
I'm
Dev.
tall as well.
Just Dev. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know.
How long you been doing comedy?
Oh, geez, how embarrassing.
The whole intro music is great. For about a year and a half now.
A year and a half. So you're pretty new with. He's green.
A little bit green, yeah.
All right here on the Eastern Shore?
Yeah, pretty much. Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area.
Did you do a Virginia show on the Eastern Shore? Like down there in Chincoteague or something?
It was Alexandria, VA.
Yeah, that's down there, right?
City place. Do not go there. Or Henrico, VA.
That tip of the shore down there goes on a little longer than you'd expect when you start driving, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Alexandria's over by DC. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we got a budding comedy scene over here on the eastern shore of Maryland. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's weird being from Delaware because we kind of just get lumped into the Baltimore scene pretty much.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Like
It's
if
got to
you
be
look
better
at
than this
our
scene.
mutuals online, like we all had the same mutuals because we go to Baltimore and then we bring them down here for shows occasionally. So we're just kind of chunked into that. We have our own scene, but nobody's gonna be like, I'm going to Delaware to do comedy. It's not like an Austin, New York type of thing.
There's probably some Wilmington spots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I saw Louis C.K. in Wilmington. That's a true story.
Did you?
Yeah,
What
I saw.
venue?
That was a long time ago. I can't even remember. Some theater in Wilmington.
Theater.
Yeah, it was great. It was. I mean,
Might have
he was
been.
on top of the world at that point. That was before the canceling and all that.
I still don't think he should have been canceled.
Yeah,
Not completely.
yeah.
Jerking
Come on.
off is fun. Dude, yeah, you can get to Jersey so quick from here, too.
I still like
There's so many
Louis.
places you can go.
That one's kind of hard to defend, but I still like Louis.
What do you mean?
I mean, what was he doing? I mean, if all the
They
I don't know
said
what's true and what's
yes.
not true.
They said yes.
See that's hard. That's hard for them to defend. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, jerking off in front of people's fun.
Okay, we got the great Karen
Oh, sorry,
Jones
sorry.
coming on right now. I'm about to admit her into the Zoom. She's getting ready. We're going to give her a moment to get her audio connected and all that. Can't wait to talk to the infamous Karen Jones of Kill Tony fame.
I think my audio is on.
All right, let's bring her on the show. Everybody, make some noise. Actually, we got to start this show.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. So, Jack, you ready for this?
As I'll ever be.
Let's go.
Welcome to the show. Michael Toll's not here. He's not doing so good. He's dead. I'm just kidding. He's on vacation.
Well, dead isn't bad. You're off the hook.
We got Karen Jones on the show today and special guest comedian Just Dev.
Hey.
And our host, as always, Kevin Palmer.
What's up, everybody? It's going to be an amazing show. We got Karen Jones with us. And Dev, thanks so much for coming on the show as
No
well.
problem, man. Thank you for having me.
He's a local comedian from our neck of the woods, Karen. And how are you feeling tonight?
You know, I feel pretty good.
Awesome. Looking amazing. Where are you right now?
I am in Dripping Springs, California.
Back in
And
Cali.
excuse me, Dripping Springs, Texas.
Hey, I didn't know there was
I
a
live
Dripping Springs,
in California, but I've been in Dripping Springs for some time now, and I'm in a ADU on my son's property, a little house.
Awesome. Because, yeah, I knew you used to live in California, and you made the move to Texas ever since Kill Tony was down there, right?
Well, I still live in California. My husband is in California. My home of, 30 years is in California. My daughter and other grandchildren. I am currently running for re-election on my government board, the Community Service District.
Wow, you're probably pretty popular in Cali, right? Actually, I would not think you would be, but how's that going?
Well, Santa Ynez is a lot like Dripping Springs. Austin is very, very liberal, but then this little town 25 miles out of Dripping Springs is conservative.
So it's kind of like
And
it's kind of like a Bakersfield.
Not at all.
No,
In
okay.
fact, a lot of people probably just got pissed at the comparison.
Because I don't know much about Cali, so I'm probably just misspeaking. But I heard that Bakersfield is like a conservative part of like California, or is that just not the case?
Oh, and yes, in the comparison politically, yes, Kevin McCarthy is the former Speaker of the House, is from Bakersfield. I worked in an office with him when we were both a lot younger. He was the president of my Young Republicans Club. It's very conservative. But the Reagan Ranch is located in Santa Ynez. So that's a very conservative little part of Santa Barbara County. Also the home of Neverland Ranch. So
Oh my
it's
God, is
not
it really?
100%. Yeah, Joe Biden just got back that's where he was in California, Santa Ynez.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant
Super cool
Neverland
town.
Ranch. I was like, what was he doing down there? That is fascinating, though. Michael Jackson lives there or lived there.
He lives nowhere now. Getting back on his death theme we're on.
R.I.P.
But Michael Jackson has actually been in my driveway. He has never been in my home.
What?
Why
But,
was he in your driveway?
He's turning around or
he
something?
pulled in asking directions to the cowboy bar that was about, 500 yards away.
That's incredible.
Yeah, my husband came in the house and he said, yeah, some black lady just came in and said, where's the cowboy bar? And my friend who was with my husband out changing oil in the car, He said, that wasn't a black lady. That was Michael Jackson.
And first of all, he's a white lady, so get it right, you know?
Yeah.
Come
exactly.
on. What was it, the 70s? Some black lady. Mike hasn't looked like that in a long time.
Yeah, it was in the early aughts. But I lived downtown in this super cool town that my husband was born in, and we live in a 125-year-old cabin in the heart of the commercial district. We're not, we're supposed to be commercial, but as long as the original family is there, they can't, make us go commercial.
Wow.
So we're pre-existing non-conforming. My husband's great-great-grandfather was the first sheriff of Santa Barbara County. It's not like I wanted to leave there. I just couldn't fly because of the J6 stuff.
We're definitely going to get into
drove
that.
out here. Did you guys see my son on Kill Tony?
Did you? Alex Jones was on Kill Tony? No, I think I did.
Yes.
I think I did. I can't totally remember the set.
Yes.
Would love to have him on the show sometime if he's willing.
Was he there on the 6th?
Oh no, he was
in school?
back in Santa Ynez. He was getting ready to move out here to the Austin area. But I did send him a picture of Alex Jones next to me at the Capitol.
The real Alex Jones?
Not in it. Yeah, the Alex Jones.
The Alex Jones. Was that
the one that most people are familiar with?
because he was at J6, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was.
Oh, of course, of course.
But I was so excited at seeing him taking his picture, I neglected to listen to him say, "Do not go in. This is a trap."
Oh my God. He listened to, he told you that
Yeah,
when
he
you
was
saw him?
on a megaphone walking around in the crowd going, "Don't go in. It's a trap.
Don't go into the
It's a
Capitol."
trap."
Yeah.
That was the one time you should have listened to Alex.
Oh, come on. He's got plenty
You
of good
should have ignored
information.
everything else.
Yeah.
That should have
Hey, the
been-
frogs is gay, all right? They're gay.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
I didn't
So-
used to like Alex Jones. I thought he was very wacky. Especially, I first heard of him during the 9/11 truther stuff.
He's been on top
And
of
I
it for a long
thought,
time. He's one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. You got to give him that, He's been at it for a long, all that
Oh, no, I
InfoWars
love
stuff.
him now.
Yeah.
Since J6, I believe 9/11 was an inside job.
Hey, well, he owes $1 billion.
I didn't believe it before, but once you see what these people are capable of, it's like Joe Rogan's most recent special. He's saying he believes the moon landing was fake. After COVID and that lockdown and all that fake back stuff. I've got to be mindful. We're on YouTube.
Is there anything that
Is
there anything that we can't ask you or anything like that? Because we want to get into a whole lot with you, J6 and Alex Jones and Michael Jackson and everything in between.
Oh, and I want to talk about I've had 4 Kill Tony appearances.
Oh, cool.
And,
Has it been 4 now? I know of 2. I didn't realize it was 4. That's amazing.
Yes. Well, I had good bookends. 1 and 4 were good. 2 and 3 were rough.
Yeah. 1 was amazing. That was the longest interview in Kill Tony history, right?
Yes, it was. And I had to force in the J6 talk at the end.
Yeah,
my
you're on your way
son
off
was signing
stage.
up at the Vulcan, and he found out his wife was not being faithful. Mainly, I'm concerned about how I word things for my grandchildren because there are 3 little children involved.
Mm-hmm.
But he was going to comedy. Everybody seems to be going to comedy to work stuff out, like it's therapy. And so he's going to the Vulcan, and we were talking every Monday night on the drive in and the drive home. My daughter and I were sending him different stuff from his life that we thought could be bits.
Nice.
And then he found out his wife was cheating with a girl who took mustache pills and cut her titties off.
Oh, no. That's the worst.
Yeah, so I
Got
thought,
duped by a dyke.
okay.
That's it's beyond that. It's beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Man, so your whole family's getting into comedy now, and you started this revolution for your family?
No, my son did. He was going to the Vulcan,
Oh, yeah, you
doing
said
the
that.
Kill Tony thing. So I drove out that first weekend in March when all the shit hit the fan at this place. And because I thought anybody crazy enough to cut off their tits and take mustache pills is probably telling my daughter-in-law he's worth more dead than alive.
Oh, my God.
I'll come shoot him in the head while he's asleep. I'll punch you in the face, call the police, and say, he was beating me. It was a gun.
Hey, you got to play their own game. You got to beat them at their own game. That's right.
Yeah, so I just jumped in my car and drove out here. I'm a mom.
That's
and messed up her plan. That could be pure fantasy, obviously, on my part. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for thinking that. but I have watched a lot of.
Oh yeah,
Hallmark
you're the
Channel.
crazy one, right? In this situation, you're the crazy one, right? No one else. Cutting off your tits is totally normal.
Yeah, exactly. At 30, she wasn't like some 14-year-old coerced by her school counselor. She was a grown woman who did this.
Oh, so she was crazy before it was cool. Okay, well that's something. That's something.
If it ever was cool, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like before it was like a
I
fad
know.
or whatever. But that is wild, man. You have so many stories. That's why you're always a good interview on Kill Tony. You have so much to go through. January 6th, you have a crazy past, and you stay optimistic through it all. You got a great attitude.
Yeah, well, anything you can cry about, you can laugh about.
Mm-hmm. There's tragedy and comedy that go hand in hand, they say.
Yeah, and I prefer laughing. I'm a very ugly crier.
And I kind of
Almost like Bert level.
Oh, no.
Oh wow, we saw that. We were just talking about that. Bert loves being a little bitch, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he does. And he was on my third appearance. That was my all-time most horrible. But the nice thing
okay.
about Kill Tony, it was Bert, Bobby Lee, and some chick. I'm such a misogynist. I never know the girls' names.
Is that the
Like,
one
I'm just
where
not
Bobby
interested.
Lee left and went to the bathroom and didn't come back?
No,
No,
if
that's
he did
the
it, he did it later in the. Yeah, I believe it was that night, but not during mine.
Maybe I didn't see
I-
that episode. That sounds like a really good
Yeah,
episode.
there's one where Bobby got up and he's like, "No, I'm just going to pee," and then they were like, we don't think Bobby's coming back."
Man, I can't remember Bobby ever being on. I got to check that one out. I
Yeah,
definitely
It's
will
on there
rewatch.
with Bert.
It has Esther Pavitsky's on it.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, she's kind of.
remember
I don't
the
really
name
know her name
Esther.
anyway.
And she did have. She made me laugh at one point when she called me out on something comically, and because I had a horrible set, I didn't mean to sign up. I really signed up accidentally that night.
You thought it was
I
like a
have-
sign up sheet just
I
to
have
get in the building?
Excuse me?
You thought it was just like a sign up sheet just to get in the building? Like, what do you mean you accidentally signed
Free
up?
No,
Viking horns.
I have perfect attendance. And because, I'm going through this shit, I'm alone except for my son who, hasn't lived in this area very long. And that just became the thing I look forward to every Monday night, going and putting my name in the bucket and hanging out with these, hopefuls. And so I had a horrible weekend. I had just been arrested. Arrested meaning I turned myself in.
Wow.
I had no idea they were going to drug test me.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, because it was 4 misdemeanors, and they've been investigating me for almost 4 years, and they waited until time it so everything would play out during the election.
So, what kind of drugs were you testing? Just kidding.
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
I would like to know.
I told them that marijuana might show up because I've been a daily marijuana smoker for most of my life, and anyway, somehow halfway through the arraignment, the judge, who was cool as F,
Nice.
he was everybody at the Austin courthouse was so nice to me. Maybe 1 or 2 female exceptions, those kind of bailiffy women,
Misogyny.
the jailers, the screws, whatever you call them. But they weren't bad. But people were super, super nice. The judge was nice. The bailiff was nice. They put me in full waist chains, leg irons.
Damn.
And that was the only time through this whole thing that I cried, and only for a second. When that door came open, the bailiff would say, "I'm really sorry I have to do this, but we have to do what Washington wants. And, I think this is sickening."
Wow.
The door opens and I see my Alex Jones sitting there, and we make eye contact. And I got a lump in my throat, and then my eyes started watering, looking at my son, looking at me in full irons.
Wow. So, what do you
And,
mean by irons?
then I
Your
pulled
hands
it
were bound
together.
and your feet were bound?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Just like handcuffs on your feet, handcuffs on your hands?
Yeah, they're leg irons. They're like you see in like a Paul Newman.
And it goes
movie.
to your waist. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
like
it's on
the
your
Green
waist,
Mile. Like the
on
Green
your
Mile?
legs.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a sad movie.
Oh, and can you do me a favor real quick? Can you move your camera to the left? We're kind of blocking your face a little bit. Or whichever way, the other way.
Oh,
other
hold
way.
on. I see.
There we,
I didn't know what people are seeing.
other
What
way.
is to the left?
There we go.
Ah!
Almost had it. Almost had it.
Ah.
There we go.
That'll do. That'll do.
Oh, what if I move my chair? No, I messed it up.
Because we got to get a nice thumbnail for later. So yeah, we got to get that shot. We got to get that shot.
I keep moving back the wrong way.
The mirrored
Like
image
that.
gets me every time. It gets us all, right? Everyone's been there. But yeah,
writing.
that is kind of traumatizing though. They put you in shackles like you were some terrorist. You know what I mean? Which they think you are a terrorist, so they did exactly what they wanted.
Want you to think I am.
Exactly.
They know I'm not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all to make us as scary. That the loop that they showed, it's nothing like what really happened. You know, because I'm on super duper probation. I had a DUI. I was on 3 years probation. Didn't have to check in. This is supervised probation. And that's after I complete my 90 days of home arrest. The judge gave us, 90 days more time than the probation report recommended. She gave us the exact amount of fines and fees that was in our Give, Send, Go account. They just do everything. We spent about $60,000 so far on lawyer fees.
Damn.
And it's a one misdemeanor of going into the Capitol, not doing anything destructive. And I pled under penalty of perjury that what they were saying was true.
That sucks. But you kind of had to, though, I guess. Yeah.
So did they charge you guys all together, or was it like separate cases, or were they just like?
No, we were together, which was, nice. And we got to be sentenced over Zoom because my husband had a cardiac event. So
this is probably traumatizing being back on Zoom. Sorry about that.
No, I do meetings. I was a president of my community services district board when all this happened. I had just taken my oath of office. I truly believe that the election was not legal. There's no integrity.
Oh no, Joe Biden got 81 billion votes or whatever. That's totally legit. That's totally legit.
Right. It's just so unbelievable. And all those mail-in ballots. And, I was in a group that somebody put me in on Signal called the Dead Voter Society. And all these people were showing. I mean, I'm not going to name drop now. But once again, because I live in Santa Ynez, I know interesting people. And somebody put me in to this group. And it was shocking the kinds of stuff that they were coming up with. So, oh, come on, man. I'm on a podcast. I'll call you later. My phone answers itself now.
Interesting. Well, that's the FBI. You don't got to tell me. That's definitely got to be the FBI. And I was wondering, since we're talking about this, and if anyone doesn't know your story, she stormed the Capitol on January 6th, whatever year that was. Yeah, she really stormed it hard. And
2021.
2021. Wow, that's so long ago now. Wow. But
almost 4 years from one presidential election to the next. And the judge, when she sentenced me so harshly, she said the reason was they need to control me, that I damage our reputation on the world stage, and that she at least will get to control my behavior through one election cycle. But I'm an actual candidate. I'm not allowed to go home and campaign or attend my meetings in person right now.
Yeah, good point. Can you even run for office? You said you were still. Are you running for some kind of local office? They still allow that, huh? That's good. That's good. Re-election.
Well, because it's a misdemeanor. It was entering and remaining in a restricted area.
Yeah,
misdemeanor. And I don't know why, since they showed other pictures that they thought made me look and somehow incriminating pictures, they never showed the closed circuit TV of me supposedly pushing past these big, strong cops.
Yeah.
And I think, I have a different memory, and my memory could be wrong because I haven't got to see that tape. But the way I remember it is tourists were coming out, tourists were going in, the trouble had died down. And my husband was excited. I told this story in Kill Tony. Yep. He had never been to D.C., never been to Statuary Hall. I said, "Do you want to go in, hon?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so we asked, "Can we go in?" And the police said yes. The police at the door were very nice. You get in there, they flooded people in. They started gassing, hitting, trying to provoke us to riot. And as I said on the show, me rioting.
Yeah.
I just tried to get out of there. And
you had to take cover.
We were trapped. The people and the police trapped us in there. And, but the statement of fact said I continued to loiter around the lobby. A big giant girl got us out of there finally.
Man, that's so incredible just to hear straight from someone who was there, because it's so wild. And something I'm really fascinated in is you said that basically right after that, the FBI was knocking on your door. What's it like to have the FBI knock on your door? What's it look like? Is it like Men in Black? Like, what is it like, honestly?
It is just like Men in Black.
Wow.
And there's one not talking that's standing 10 feet away.
Wow.
In the driveway. And then there's Mr. Chatty Friendly Dude.
Good
and
cop, bad cop.
Because we're downtown, our house is fenced, locked, and we have a TV, a camera. We have cameras around our house because we live by a 14-story casino. That's a whole nother story. Beware of these faux Indian casinos popping up in the middle of this really nice, little rural town.
Damn.
But so our house is fenced, our gates are locked, and we've got surveillance cameras.
So you have like a gate. You have a gated driveway?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a little tiny 900 square foot cabin. I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom, and my husband worked as an automation guy in the oil fields. We are, we're very middle class, living in a town with rich people because my husband was born there.
And then all of a sudden, you got Agent Smith knocking on your door. That must have been just terrifying.
Well, we saw them, and I said, I'm going to go out and handle it. And I walked to the gate. I didn't let him in the gate. And I said, what's up? And he said, are you Karen Jones? Yeah. And I said, what do you want? He said, well, you're not in any trouble.
Yeah,
we just have some questions about January 6th. And I said, what about January 6th? And he said, well, we just want to know if you saw anybody planting explosive devices at the DNC or RNC. And I said, I am going to a class right now. Give me your contact, and after I will be back in touch as soon as I can. So he gave me his contact, and I really was going to a class. So, never lie to the FBI. Ask Martha Stewart.
Wow. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, so anyway, but I retained a lawyer, like one of the top criminal defense lawyers, and he didn't think I was even going to be arrested, but it just kept getting weirder and weirder because he's a lefty. He's your classic, trial lawyer. And I think he learned a lot in his case for sure. But,
about how corrupt things are getting, how much things are changing.
Well, no, they've always been corrupt. And that's what he kept telling me. He's like, Karen, you're just going to know about it. This is how it's always been. But he has never encountered dealing with a misdemeanor.
Yeah. A misdemeanor, and you got the
this.
FBI at your door. And another question is, did you meet QAnon Shaman, the guy with the horns? Did you meet him?
Never saw him.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I mean, there were so many people there. That's another underreported thing. I would say there were probably 1 million people that went to the mall to hear all the speakers, and it was all about election integrity. We RSVP'd about a year and a half or so after all this.
Can I stop you for a second and ask?
Yeah.
Where do you RSVP for January 6th?
Facebook, right?
That's Stop the Steal rally. It didn't say RSVP for January 6th. It said January 6th, Stop the Steal rally. So there was a president speaking, and then there was a rally at the Capitol called Stop the Steal.
Yep.
And my husband and I both RSVP'd. We flew under our own names, went through TSA. We booked hotel right by the Capitol. And we ended up on the backside of the Capitol because I had to pee. And so I wanted to stop by my motel on the way. So they charged us with parading, and we weren't even like parading.
Charged with parading.
We didn't even walk with the folks.
What a
we
monster.
ended up in a different place.
Man, just so insane.
So you weren't like laying out your outfit the day before, like, yo, I'm breaking in the Capitol. You were like, I'm going
ski mask and all. Yeah.
Like you were just like, I'm going on a little trippy trip.
Totally. President Trump said, come on the 6th. We're going to have speakers. And on Twitter, there's Ali Alexander, who, by the way, hasn't been charged, the guy that organized the Stop the Steal thing. And he was active in the Dead Voters Society. If I told you some of the people active in that who have now flipped, it's just, you wonder, there's just so many levels of corruption.
It was a setup, right? It sounds like a setup. Damn.
Yeah.
It was, I believe that the election was stolen and January 6th was set up to, that the real insurrection was the election. Mm-hmm. The January 6th was a cover up. And they're trying to use the 14th Amendment, this old Civil War stuff, to charge Trump and to make all, you know who we are? We are the presidents of our community service district. We are the people that organize the Trump trains. We're the people that get out the vote. And we are all now on probation, under
Yep.
house arrest,
And
in
you're all
jail.
going to think twice about ever doing that again, which is exactly what they definitely wanted.
Yeah, although I have things set up, like I have been going to a corner in Lakeway, holding signs for Trump. I have speaking engagements I can't go on now because of the ankle bracelet. I thought I was either, my lawyer thought they would do the probation report of no jail time and probation and 2,000 each in fines. But I knew, because I've been reading so many of the dispositions of cases, I knew there was a good chance I would be locked in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge said the only reason she didn't put me in jail is she could only give me 1 year of probation, and I needed 3 because I was dangerous. I'm a danger to democracy.
So the judge kind of hated you.
She hates everybody affiliated from Trump on down. And because it's kind of like her job, there's 100% conviction rate of everybody who goes to trial, no change of venue. Think of the jury makeup there.
Nice.
You either work for the government or your family does. And did you guys read The Crucible by
No.
Arthur Miller? Well, it's about the
read it.
witch hunts.
Yeah.
If you've ever studied witch hunts at all, if you say, no, I don't think they're a witch, then you're a witch.
Yeah, I can see that. That's very
Yeah, so
fascinating.
everybody goes along because nobody wants the trouble that.
So you
the
started
J6ers
studying
got.
witch hunts after this or before that?
Oh, I love history. I love history.
Because
I
that's
only
fast.
went to 9th grade. I'm completely self-educated, and I challenge anyone to Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating to compare that to a witch hunt when you actually know about witch hunts. That's pretty cool.
Where were the charges filed? Like, did you get charged in D.C. or were you charged at your
All
home?
in D.C. But I was allowed to turn myself in Austin at that courthouse.
Oh,
See, the
okay.
money that we paid our really good criminal defense lawyer, he did a good job of negotiating things and getting things. He did a good job. And another weird thing that happened, so we pled guilty, and they said you have until Friday to fill out this pile of papers, financial stuff, personal history, medical, psych, family, all this stuff, and any letters that you would like to submit, character references. Then my husband got a clogged stent. He's got a problem. He had to have emergency surgery, so they gave us 5 extra days. I got many letters, 40 pages, and I don't know if that was 35 letters or whatever, but definitely over 30 letters in this week from all kinds of people, from musicians to
Wow.
people I've worked for to people I do volunteer work with. And but in court, the judge said they did not write a letter on their own behalf apologizing to court. Nobody sent a character witness in. These are terrible people kind of stuff. And my lawyer said, we did send in character references, and the probation said, well, I don't have them here.
The dirty game.
And the judge said, why didn't you send them to me? Why'd you send them to probation? And it's because I literally have the email instructing me to submit these to probation. It's
They purposely make stuff like that confusing to say you jump through hoops and fuck it up somehow.
Did Theo Vaughn send in a letter? He seemed like he really liked you.
No, he did not.
No.
But he did really like me. And Tony really liked me that night. And I've watched your podcast talking about like when Tony's in a pissy mood or when the audience is not good.
Yeah,
I've
I mean, the audience is a
experienced all of
pushover
these
audience.
things.
The Kill Tony audience is a pushover audience. They do whatever Tony says, it seems like now. But yeah, I definitely want to get into your Kill Tony. We're definitely going to get back to January 6th. I have so many questions. But let's talk about your first appearance on Kill Tony, because it really was fantastic. And you even had
Thank
some
you.
pretty funny jokes. Like you were telling the ladies, you don't know how good we had it before we were equal. That's a great line.
Yes.
That's a great line. That got a lot of good laughs. Theo thought that was great. And it's pretty much true, too, because, there's a lot of
You said it with
comedy.
such conviction because you felt it.
Yeah.
Well, I've lived it.
Right.
I was there. Women's liberation has been going on. It's as old as Marxism, coincidentally.
Yeah.
But I've seen it when it really hit its stride post-birth control pills and then Roe v. Wade.
Yep.
And I saw women literally as I was coming of age sexually, which is another thing that's interesting to me that we can talk about, where all of a sudden anything went. Women stayed chaste until marriage for the most part. Nice girls did, people that wanted to get married and had families, which were most girls in the 50s and 60s. But by the time the 70s hit, it's like, well, guys meet people and fuck when they meet them. Girls should do it too. And it's not good. It's not a good practice because guys and girls are different. If we get pregnant, the guy can help. He can pay for an abortion. He can marry us. But ultimately, it is our body. And we end up either having to kill a baby, give a baby away, or have a baby we're not prepared to raise. Yeah. So, you know, there are different reasons why there are double standards for men and women.
I'm right there with you.
So
this
would
episode,
you say if I have a girlfriend, right, and she's pregnant and I want her to have the baby, but she doesn't want to have the baby, so what do you think is the right solution to that?
Good question. Good question.
Well, that's part of the problem with the whole thing. You're going to be on the hook for child support if she has it, but you get no say in whether or not she keeps it.
Right. So if I'm just like, I don't want you to abort my baby, like I'll raise it, you don't want to have any involvement, do you think she should still have the baby for me, or does that fall back to her? Well,
that's going to be, you know, most women would not do that. Girls are just as crazy as this witch hunt is. Girls are like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on abortion. They're just like, they think abortion is some right, like the right to peacefully assemble or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this episode is going to turn into a conservative rally, which I'm all for. So I don't know your politics.
I'm an independent voter. That's why I'm asking, like,
because we're all just meeting Dev at the table tonight. Yeah, but
I'm an independent voter.
I think you're preaching.
Tell me your name again. Is it Devin?
Devin Furlong. DEV.
Okay.
I said
Devin,
it like that.
It's just Dev. It's just Dev.
Okay, Dev. In your situation that you just said, you can't stop her from aborting your baby, but I think that people could immediately start trying to pass legislation that men are not responsible for child support, except in a contractual situation like a marriage or some kind of contract, because you should not be able to force men to have babies if you can't force women to have babies. And this whole, my body, my choice argument sure flew out the window on vaccines and masks.
Yes, obviously. And I love that anyway. My body, my choice. It ain't your body. That's a baby's body. Come on, man.
I'm not anti-abortion at all. Yeah. Like, my aunt had to get abortions for medical reasons, but I don't like when it's just an abortion because you went and had a baby and now you don't want it. That's the ones I'm against, but I'm not against them.
And then the ones who are proud of it. You know what I mean? You killed your own child and you're sitting there proud. Like, what a monster. You know what I mean? Like, it should be something that you do begrudgingly at the very least. You know what I mean?
Like, it shouldn't be like getting a BBL. Like, you're...
Yeah. And they literally look at it as like an empowering thing. It's like, you just killed your child. Like, you should be, maybe keep it to yourself. I don't know.
Well, and girls can be smart about some things, but generally speaking, I think most girls, especially liberal girls, lefties, like woke girls, not liberal necessarily, but they're so stupid that they're all proud that their boss is going to fly them to California to kill that baby. And they don't even see that boss doesn't have to give them leave for their pregnancy. Like, it's the boss is doing it not because he girl power, yay. He's doing it because he wants them to work. Yeah. And work is, why would you want a job? Most people have jobs. You have to pay them to have that job. And there's no better job than raising children. I worked outside the home, but with my two younger kids, I was able to make financial sacrifices and stay home.
Yeah, and that's how you're going to feel the most fulfillment as a lady. I mean, I'll say that. That's my perspective, at least. I'm no lady, but
100%. It's my strong skill set. Women, and you've got all these stay-at-home dads now. There's exceptions to everything, but generally speaking, kids do way better with girls. And I'm helping. I've got 5 granddaughters, and I had to teach my husband because he doesn't work now. He's retired, and it's like, don't get your feelings hurt that they like me better when they're this age because they're still into the titties. They can't nurse on me, but they want to. The little ones, they'll crawl on my lap and start sticking their hand on my shirt. I'm like, hey, you're looking for milk, but all I got's pancakes.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're post-nursing, right? Just
I never nursed. I thought it was gross. I thought it was National
what?
Geographic.
Nothing but formula? Come on. You gotta be a good conservative and let them latch on.
No. I told my doctor about it, why I didn't want to nurse. He goes, you absolutely should not. Because these are for fun.
Yeah.
And so it felt too creepy. And I talked a little bit on my last Kill Tony about being molested by a relative.
Yep.
Right.
When I was little. And so I get confused with I'm a grown up. I don't get confused like I'm a retard. Confused. But my body, my cell memory gets confused. And I don't want somebody in my family playing with my titties.
Right.
Wow. Yep. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because
That's the least Republican thing you've said today.
Well, except for what about smoking a lot of pot?
Yeah. That's
Fair.
Yeah,
everyone does that.
The Republican Party has shifted a little bit, just not as much as the left, But yeah, we're smoking pot now,
Not
Republican.
me.
Yeah.
No.
I've been true to my marijuana from day one.
Good.
And I was very much against the legalization of marijuana.
It's kind of turning this
right.
country into a bunch of slackers, though, in hindsight. It's kind of like when China had the opium thing. That's what it feels like. It's like some other country.
And probably in some states, but in California, we've had it my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I feel like I had a good life using it. And I didn't drink alcohol. And what happened, it was decriminalized years ago. I had been arrested for marijuana. And treated, that's a whole nother story, but, it's like now that it's legal in California, it feels less legal. You go into a shop to buy it. You have to show your driver's license. They know how many gummies you bought, how many pre-rolls, how many, but I used to just get outdoor, grown weed from some guy down the street person.
Yeah.
Reggie.
Yeah. Well, out on a farm. I lived in a rural area, but very consistent, and some of the stuff in the shops just makes me feel like I'm having a psychotic episode. I can't even smoke it through a bong. It's so strong.
I mean, when I go to the shop, I feel like I'm having a psychotic episode because it's so many hoops you got to jump through. Yeah. You got to wait in these long lines, at least in our city. The lines get so long at the dispensary.
Insurrecting the Capitol is 10 times easier than going to a dispensary, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're in and out, right? You're in and out.
In and out. Allegedly in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were in, but getting out, it was a Hotel California.
I mean, that is so wild because, when we all heard about January 6th on the news, they were literally comparing it to Pearl Harbor and 9/11. And then you finally meet somebody who was there. It's a nice old lady, which is what I thought the entire time anyway. So you're just like proving all my everything that I thought was true.
I'm still a little skeptic.
Yeah.
So like when you said
you should be, but also be skeptical when they keep talking about the fallen officers when 4 Trump people were killed.
Yeah.
No policemen. One guy died of a stroke the next day, and then 4 more committed suicide.
And when you said that on the show,
were they going to blow whistles or were they so ashamed? I mean, I don't know if it was an Arkansas. I don't know what the heck.
And it seems like we all get our own facts, and that's how I heard it too. There was stroke and some was suicide. And when you said that on the show, Red Band was shaking his head. He's such a liberal. I don't know if you saw that video of him crying when Trump got elected. Did you ever see that?
No, I heard about it. And, Theo really liked me. Like, I feel vibes up there, and I could be wrong because, I'm a crazy old lady.
Yeah.
But I felt good vibes with Theo. I felt really good vibes with
Theo's down for the cause. And Dev, my bad. I feel like I cut you off there. You were about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, so when you said you feel like it January or J6, like it's LeBron in Miami, when J6 happened, you said you feel like it was a trap. So for Trump to be like, I need y'all to be here, wouldn't that make him complicit in the trap? Or?
Well, he could have fallen for the trap himself. He's a big rally guy. He feeds off of crowd energy. And they knew he would do that. And then
he wasn't
we
there,
had this
was
permitted deal. And they said, here's what we'll do when they get there. We'll put some cheese in the middle of the rotunda. The rats will go for it. And we'll catch them. So, whatever it is. But I have no way of knowing. That's just me speculating. It felt that way. I know I had a friend who had a friend watching the whole thing from the balcony. And he called this mutual friend. I don't know the guy who called, but my friend is a good friend. And she said, yeah, my friend was on the phone saying, oh, my God, they're trapping these people. It's a setup. And just watching the whole thing is pretty crazy. Firing gas and flashbangs into the crowd, but all that died down. And the people that were making a ruckus when I first got to the Capitol all looked like Antifa. They were these young men. They had gas masks.
Yeah.
I had nothing like that.
Conservatives don't really do that whole get up. Yeah, they really don't.
So
yeah,
what
and the
were you
black
wearing?
helmets with Trump taped across the back of the helmet. It's like, but we didn't think trap. We're like, those guys aren't with us. This is something weird going on here. And then they were yelling and banging. And then the magnetic doors unlocked from the inside. They went in. And then the Trump old people, the squares, all just started kibitzing, talking around, doing our Trump stuff.
Just
not like
sightseeing.
any Tea Party rally or anything, just nice people that love America. Then all of a sudden, tourists started coming out the side I was at, and they were all happy and saying, "Oh, it's so cool in there." And my husband was just greeting everybody coming out. Other people were going in. And it really was a tourist scene for us. Now, the front of the Capitol, I've seen video, and it was way more violent. They were shooting rubber bullets into the crowd, canisters.
Did you get any bumps or bruises?
They still don't know who built that gallows.
Did you get any bumps or
Go ahead,
bruises?
sorry.
Did you get any
Did I get any what?
bumps or bruises that day? You get beat up at all?
I got hit across the stomach pretty good with a billy club.
Oh, man.
A weird lady who didn't look like she was with us. There were two people that really stood out once we got in Statuary Hall. One was a young, heavyset guy, very kind of slob looking white guy, standing up on one of these antique wooden benches in Statuary Hall going, "This is our house, mofos."
Oh, my God.
Just cussing. And all of the Tea Party types, the Trumpers or whatever you want to call us, we're like, "Get down from there, young man. That is disrespectful. That is not how you behave." And he's just, "No, this is all right." And he didn't seem right, but we still weren't thinking trap. We're just going, "This is weird."
Yeah.
Then I saw a lady my age, only a really short lady, an older woman. And I noticed that cops in riot gears were starting to fill. There's a bunch of doors in Statuary Hall. And this lady, the old lady, but there's something just not right about it. So like, "F you, you effing pig," and was being very confrontational. The cop, he was just standing there with his riot gear and his billy club. And I walked over to her. I walked away from my husband over to her, and I said, "We are not here to protest the police." And she, "F you," something to me. And the cop took his billy club and hit me across the stomach. And that's when I realized something was super wrong.
Wow, yeah. That's
And so
weird.
I've got to find my husband. And it took me a minute because the gas started getting really heavy. This is another, it's not, I didn't mean it as a joke, but when I tell people this, they say it should be my bit. The only time I wore a mask for COVID was when I was being gassed in the Capitol.
Damn.
But I had a turtleneck and I pulled it up over my
Oh, so no
head.
N95, huh? Just a turtleneck?
No, I just, yeah. It was a turtleneck with little ear things on it. It was a turtleneck built to be a mask turtleneck. But, I don't feel safe in masks. I think masks are dirty. My son moved to Texas, so his little children would not be forced to wear masks.
Man, COVID was such a strange time. It was so weird. Yeah, kids had to wear masks all day at school, breathing their own CO2 all day, losing
When they
brain
finally
cells.
got to go to school. I don't call it COVID. I call it the lockdown. Don't forget how old I am.
Yeah.
I worked at the county hospital when AIDS was still gay-related immunity.
And you brought that up on
disease. They
Kill
didn't
Tony,
know it.
too, because you were like, AIDS pandemic or epidemic, I guess, actually killed people. And you were like,
Lots of
COVID,
people.
show me the bodies, show me the body. And I was feeling the same way, to get into another
Young,
conservative
healthy
talking
people
point.
died of AIDS.
Yeah.
COVID, I don't know, to this day, don't know a single person of my friends. And I work in a thrift store with elderly ladies. I know no one.
Because, I was probably about 32 when that whole thing happened. And, all throughout my life, there's an average amount of people who die a year that I knew. And during COVID, it was the same amount of people. It didn't spike up, didn't go down. It was just the same. So that, to me, just didn't add up. Anyone else feel that way?
No, my granddaddy died of COVID.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Your granddaddy died, and they said it was of COVID. I don't know if they put him on a respirator or gave him drugs.
No, this is
or
way
if
after
it
the
really was
respirator
just
stage.
COVID. But that was the other thing. When I say that, I've got one granddaughter that always says, "Grandma, Emily's grandma died of COVID." And so, I say, well, a lot of people's grandparents die normally, to your point. I'm so awful. I know Deb's name, but I don't know anyone else's name.
Oh, yeah. Did we even introduce ourselves? My name is KP. Sorry about that. I'm KP.
I'm Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay, because when I watch your stuff, I caught names, but I didn't take notes, and we should
put little nameplates on our screens. That'd be nice, right?
Jack is like our red baby.
Yeah, I'm still struggling with this. Look at me.
Oh yeah, hey, it's all good. It's all good.
I watched your podcast with Sean, the guy from the forum, and I am the senior correspondent for Joke World. I don't know if you're familiar.
Are you
with
still
Joke
that?
World.
I thought that was like a one-off. That's amazing.
I have done 3 of them. My last one being Madison Square Garden.
Amazing.
And that was it was great, but it got taken down. If you want to,
because you were involved. Because you were involved. That's all it took to get taken down.
No, and that's what I thought, because it's like all this weird shit. And Jake, the owner, is like, no. They said that the 40 seconds of Kill Tony clips in my 30 minutes violated copyright.
Yikes!
And he's been doing this a lot. We did the HEB, we did the forum, but I really think some of the comments lately about Tony being uptight, pissy, whatever. I think a lot of it has to do with this rumored Netflix deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've noticed the staff tightening up. And I got my audio was cut for the last.
I was just about to bring that up. I'm so glad you said that, because I was just watching your latest performance, and the last minute it's muted. I thought my phone was broken.
Yeah,
what did you say? What did you say?
Well, it's interesting because in the comments everybody thought it's the political J6 stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I thought maybe best case scenario. I thought maybe best case scenario is he was trying to save you from something that might have been said. It's like maybe Tony's being a good guy here. Maybe you said something incriminating. But yeah, why was the last minute of your most latest interview muted?
Tony is not famous for saving people from saying incriminating stuff. Several people have been fired in the time.
Oh
that
yeah,
I've been signing
damn.
up. But that's how it goes. You sign up, you buy the ticket, you take the ride.
Yeah.
But what was cut on mine was, this is my theory. I have no way of knowing. But I believe that Tony may have added more professionals to his production team, maybe some lawyers. If this Netflix thing is real, and it seems like it certainly could be. And I was complimenting Jordan Peterson, telling him what a huge impact he had on my life.
I remember now. Now I remember, because I watched it live, or close to live, close enough to live. And yeah, you were complimenting Jordan Peterson. Yeah, you said you said that his book is on your nightstand or something like that. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, and that I go over it with my grandchildren who I'm helping to raise. And I decided that because advertising, you guys were talking about gel blasters earlier. Gel blasters is gone. As far as getting sponsors, it's like she was plugging Jordan Peterson's book. This is exactly the kind of thing we're talking about. No more of it. I don't think that was Tony's decision. Yeah. But I think when it's all easy for people. I watched it happen in the music industry back in the 70s. They're selling out. They're selling out.
So so Tony's getting his balls cut off sooner than later. He's not even going to be able to call it Kill Tony, because kill is a bad word nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, on Netflix you can. Netflix still supports Dave Chappelle. They're definitely not like.
Yeah, they did the roast of Tom Brady. That was pretty. That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Woke network fake news. I don't think that's Netflix.
But yeah, so it was just Jordan Peterson stuff. That is just outrageous to me, because what is wrong with that?
Well, they may have felt like I was actually, not product placement. What am I trying to say? Trying to shill his book.
Because, Jordan Peterson was the guest that night. Shouldn't they be able to advertise his book if he wants it? What's the point of even going on Kill Tony for Jordan Peterson if he can't talk about his book?
Well, but that's why I think it probably isn't Tony. It's probably some smarmy legal team that is just preparing him. Because, one thing, those of us that have been around film, and, I grew up in Central and Southern California. I've been in an extra, not a star, but I've been in a lot of movies in my life.
Like Ben Grell.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Very much. That's why, when you're like the whole link thing, I thought, wow, she thinks he doesn't know how to work Zoom.
No.
I'm an old lady. But,
No, you're doing great.
My son is a guy that used to work for Zoom, so
Wow.
I'm not that tech savvy. But
Alex Jones used to work for Zoom.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Look at that.
Did. Before anybody knew who they were, and yeah, he did well. So anyway, I just think that things are happening around Kill Tony. I noticed that the people that do the sign up stuff, everybody is being more careful. People seem, I don't want to say scared, and some people don't, the people that are really cautious by nature anyway seem to even be more scared.
And so you said you got perfect attendance at Kill Tony. You're going every week. Like, what's the reception like when Karen Jones comes walking down the sidewalk to the mothership? Is it pandemonium? Is it, oh, hey, I know her? Or is it just like you're a nobody?
I want to call it pandemonium. There's a couple of different groups. There are fans that want to take fan pictures, and I always enjoy that. And then there's the regulars, because a lot of us have been doing this for a long time, although I'm the only one that I know of the regular people who have perfect attendance. Mm-hmm. And so that's like, oh, boo-hoo, she's on house arrest and can't go to Kill Tony for 90 days. I also never miss my grandson's football games. But, one of my friends who's a huge Kill Tony fan, I hope he's listening, if Zach is listening, Zach said, somebody needs to tell Tony that you're going to get your ankle bracelet on Tuesday, and you need to have one final pre-ankle bracelet appearance.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
So that's coming up. That's coming up this Monday. You're going back for one last hurrah.
Yeah,
amazing.
Well, I won't miss. The only way I miss is if I'm in jail or house jail, whatever you want to call it.
And
I get my ankle bracelet on Tuesday. Told my grandkids about it. The younger ones are they were all nervous, but at their birthday party, I got a Mike Tyson tattoo painted on my eye. And I just said, listen, I'm cool as fuck now. Can we say fuck?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, good. You can't say kill, but you can say fuck.
Yeah, well, YouTube's got some stupid rules. You already said retard, so we're good.
You
we're good.
To say unalived.
Okay, I meant
that's
retard.
it. I tried to think of it. Yeah, unalive is how they put it now. Unalive Tony. That's That's the joke I was trying to make. Yeah.
Well, I told them that as cool as I am right now, imagine me walking out of jail. I'm going to be
in full shackles and everything. Clink, clink, clink. I can imagine.
Well, I didn't want my grandchildren to be afraid. And the little ones, the older one's 10, but he's, super smart. They're Ashkenazi Jews. I have Jewish
Wait, run that back. What was that?
My grandson's really smart, and part of it is, he's Jewish. His mother is Jewish.
They are very smart.
Yeah, and but he is like his Jewish grandfather. He's also one of the rare conservative Jewish people.
All right, okay.
So we've been to Gonzales, Texas. We've been to the military museum in Fredericksburg. We go to all kinds of historical stuff in Texas. It's a very patriotic place. Important Texan Day at school. He dressed up as, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name of the big war hero from World War II, Audie Murphy.
Hitler.
Okay.
Yes. And my granddaughter dressed up as Emily West, the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Wow. I mean, this new generation is actually really conservative, because it used to be cool to go against the man, which was conservatives, but now the man is kind of liberal. So these kids are like, I'm tucking in my shirt and I'm parting my hair to the side, and I'm going to marry a woman and go to church. I'm going to show these people I'm a rebel.
Well, that's what my Jewish grandkids have asked. The two older ones, the 10 and 6-year-old, we started taking them to Christian Sunday school at their request.
It's all just an act of defiance, which is great. I mean, because once defiance is the norm.
Well, and it's not that cool to be a Jew in Texas. Like, she was the granddaughter was the only Jew in her class, and when she told them, "Well, I'm Jewish," one kid said, "Well, the Jews killed Jesus."
Whoa!
And this is in kindergarten, and she came home. It's pretty unpopular to be a Jew anywhere right now.
That's
so in her little Texas class, and she came home. She goes, "Grandma, did the Jewish people really kill Jesus?" And I said, "Jesus was a Jew." And you go tell that little retard that Santa Claus killed Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh man, and kindergarten has changed since I was a kid. I didn't even know what a Jew was. I didn't, you know what I mean? If your skin color wasn't completely different, I didn't even know you were different. You know, like at all.
What state did you grow up?
We're in Maryland, and I grew up in Maryland, over here on the Eastern Shore, in a town called Salisbury.
A rural
Well,
area.
were there Jews there? Because I grew up outside of Bakersfield, and
And actually, my cousins are
I had no
Jews.
contact with Jewish people.
Yeah, my uncle married a Jewish woman. My cousins are Jews. You know, went to bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah.
Yeah, 'cause
you know,
we're pretty close to PA, so we've got to have Jews and unorthodox, all that shit. The horse and
Governor
buggy, I guess.
Shapiro.
Yeah, yeah, whoever that
Yeah.
is.
Is that true?
So I can see that. But I mean, a lot of it, I was very close to Kinky Friedman. I don't know if you know him, but he was a Texas novelist, songwriter, just a character. When Kinky died in June, every major paper reported it. He's a fantastic guy. But he grew up Jewish in Texas, in Hill Country here. And he said that Texans pronounce Jew in 2 syllables in Texas. They call him, well, he's a Jew.
And Jack, were you about to say something a little bit ago?
I was just going to ask, because you said you wanted to be on the show Monday just for your last hoorah. So do you have pull like that? Can you ask to be on? Have you asked to be on before?
Good question.
Have all of your bucket pulls been legitimate bucket pulls?
We have theories. We have theories.
Well, that's a great question. You know, a lot of people question if the bucket is rigged.
It seems rigged.
And I do not believe it is rigged.
Okay, because I mean,
Because-
well, it's either rigged or not. 300 people are signing up every night, like he says, because every week somebody comes on and it's like, dude, he was on last week. How is this possible?
And that night where a husband went on, or it was a wife and then a husband right afterwards.
And was that a pool?
Well, that's not.
That was a pull night.
That's pulled up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one, I'll give him a pass for that one. I'll give him a pass for that one.
And I will tell you, on my second one, I felt a little set up by a fellow comic who said, I have D Madness's extra ticket. You want to go with me?
What?
And inside. And I like being outside. I had been inside like the second week I went there just to check it out. You sign up and then you can go inside. I got a standby ticket.
Oh, cool.
But she invited me to go on D Madness's ticket. And we were sitting down in the front when they did sound check and Tony saw me there. He looked a little surprised and then smiled. And I had a minute that I had worked on, but when Joe Rogan and Post Malone came out, I was thinking, fuck. Because I had seen Joe at the anniversary one, not in-house, but watching it, the 10-year anniversary special. And Joe's been on before. And he's not a particularly good Kill Tony guest.
He really is not the
He
best.
usually doesn't say much.
It's a little too fucked up, I think.
Right. And him and Post Malone have been doing mushrooms, you know, when the Post Malone Joe Rogan thing came out.
And he always surprises
And
these people. He's be like, walk out in front of this curtain, and they have no idea they're about to be on Kill Tony. He did the same thing to Tucker Carlson. And I feel like he was taken off guard, too. He would have had a better appearance if he knew where he was going.
Well, once I saw Rogan and Post Malone there, and I already had some okay, the gal that brought me seemed a little like she was trying to set something up. And I was like, fuck, you know, and the minute that I had, you know, I'm inexperienced. I had done a few minute mics between that was my first ever stand up on my first appearance. So I did a show out in a little town out by, you know, where I'm living, a very friendly, accessible kind of crowd. And then to go there, you know, I was risking something because Tony was so fixated on my sex life on his interview on my first one.
Yes, he was.
I did a routine about how sickening it is for old people to have sex to me. Like when the whole Viagra thing happened, it just became so popular for old people. When I was growing up, old people did not fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, their grandma and grandpa Walden. You have your kids, and then you still do some birthday sex and a little flirting.
Yeah, there was a
But
time
at
when
some
it all
point,
changed.
It's
Yeah.
over.
It's so true.
Yeah.
There was a time when it all changed. And it was like Viagra
It's a lot like the
commercials,
sexual revolution.
Cialis commercials,
Sorry, go
and
ahead.
all that. And like it seemed like every old person was on a commercial, like playing rock guitar or something. Like there was a time like in the 90s, early 2000s where all that just changed. every sitcom had some crazy old person just living like a young person. Yeah, I think you're right.
Was it about the time that Pfizer and all these drug companies started sponsoring all this stuff?
I think so.
Like all of a sudden, we've got a pill that can give you a 4-hour erection. Oh, and don't worry, girls, we've got a pill that's going to make you horny. Oh, and you've got to do hormone replacement. Women are restarting their periods now at my age. I don't know if you know that.
Nope.
But it's who the hell wants to restart their period?
Damn.
And anyway, so I did a routine. I had one and I thought it was good. And I opened with a little poem about, fucking, but no dirty words in it. And then it ends with, but I don't do it. You know why? Because I think old people having sex is disgusting. And then my bit was about something called geronophilia. And I was saying that it's not illegal and it's not considered a mental illness by the DSM, whatever number they're on now, the Diagnostic Criteria Manual. But it should be. Wanting to have sex with old people should be considered a mental illness. And I said, yes, pedophilia is worse, but I see geronophilia as like the other flip side of the coin.
Well, it's got a name, so.
The audience hated me. They hated me going into it, and I don't think it helped to have Joe Rogan sitting like.
So if I'm banging an old lady because I know she's going to die soon and I want a Hellcat, is that mental health if like I'm fully aware of what I'm doing?
It's called geronophilia, and it's
is it geronophilia if I want a
fetish.
Hellcat? Like if it's like a one-off thing, like I'm fucking this lady till she die because I'm 25 and broke
For a PlayStation or
For a
something like that.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
No, it's a fetish. It would be like wanting to suck her toes, kind of thing.
Okay. No.
Like it's not within the normal parameters of what we consider, non-deviant sexual behavior. But it's harmless. It doesn't damage tissue or spread disease like anal sex.
And what's that called again? I want to remember that. Geronimo? What'd you say?
Yeah, geronophilia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But the way my joke was going to end, and I just ended it the minute the cat meowed because I could tell the audience hated me. Joe Rogan hated me. I wanted a stray bullet to hit me in the head.
Bombing is tough.
Like, this feels so bad. And so anyway, the way I was going to end it was because I expected the audience to be like, nah, geronophilia and pedophilia. Geronophilia isn't the same thing as pedophilia. But I was going to end it by saying, well, let's test that theory. If you all had your choice right now between fucking a 74-year-old and a 14-year-old, who would you fuck?
Damn. Now that's a gun to your head question right there.
But it's a good joke.
It is, yeah.
But the audience didn't think so. Maybe the premise, I need to work it out more. And I should have worked it out in some other places first. But, always be careful getting your family's opinion because my son was riding with me. We'd drive together on Monday nights. And he thought it was funny. We were laughing our asses off.
Yeah, that's a wild premise. I imagine everyone in the audience just went, oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Alex Jones, he just walked in the room.
Oh, what's up, Alex? Don't be a stranger now.
Yeah.
I'm your mom's black boyfriend.
What's up, you guys?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
You started
I heard my mom talking shit about me and tried to get in here real quick.
So you were on Kill Tony not too long ago. I think I kind of remember you.
Yep.
Amazing.
When was that? That was
Wow.
That was a while ago. That's probably like 7-8 months ago.
Yeah, that was a crazy realization when they're like, first of all, it was Alex Jones, and then it was like, oh no, you're Karen Jones's son, so we do kind of know you. That was a good moment.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was it was crazy because we've been going for a while. We've been going for at least 6 months up until then. And at first, I was signing up, and I was all into trying to get on. And then we started doing a little docu-series, Kill Alley, and we started just interviewing people before they got up.
And is that for Joke World?
No, we started doing that independently.
Okay, cool.
But then that's how I met Jake, and then we started working together through that. But when I started doing that, I stopped signing up because I was like, it's too hard to interview people and, be present for that and also be nervous and think about your minute.
Yeah.
But I woke up that morning and I was like, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to get on. And I signed up and I fucking got on and I was like, oh, fuck.
So that's your only time you've been on, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. So
But it was fun. It was fun.
So
and he had Roseanne Barr. So
yeah. And we just interviewed Celia. Was that from the same show, Jack?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
Alex
great.
had so much footage of Celia because I don't know how aware you guys are of this, but the first few months we were in the alley behind the mothership.
Right.
Then they moved us to a bar next door, and now we'll move to the bar that everybody hates. But when we were in the alley, it turned into a freaking black market carnival. The homeless people pretty much stayed out of there because we weren't giving them any money. But people were barbecuing, selling beer. Derek Dimple got on and talked about how much money he was making selling beer. But I think it would have ended before then anyway, because they said, the police have put a camera up there. So you guys doing drugs, just know the police are watching you.
Man, the Kill Tony crowd's worse than the homeless.
I'm sorry I talked over you.
No, it's all good. I said the Kill Tony crowd is a little worse than the homeless. That's saying something on 6th Street.
Yeah, no, for sure. But there was also clearly something magical going on back there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's an energy. I mean, we met Cam Patterson back there before anybody knew him.
Wow.
You know, we interviewed him first. You know, same thing with Heath Cordes.
What was he selling? What was he selling? What was Cam selling that night? I'm just kidding.
I think it was a customer.
Just rocks. Just rocks.
Yeah.
No crack, just regular rocks.
With his uncle, David Jolly, who you guys probably know from the show also.
Yes.
But,
you meet these people all the time, don't you?
characters.
Do you like meet David Jolly all the time? Cam Patterson, maybe Ben Grelle, all these people who are always going. Are you hanging out with them a lot and talking with them?
Yep. Yeah, all the time. So yeah, it was clearly like a magic moment in history. We knew something cool was happening. And as far as Cam, you know, there's hundreds of comedians back there, but some of them have something special about them, clearly. And so Cam had this charisma, this approachability that was undeniable from the second you met him. And so, yeah, you get a feel for that because I mean, we did hundreds of interviews of these people. So
we have so much footage, and we're hoping one of them becomes infamous,
like a school shooter or a mass rapist, or a school shooter mass rapist.
You're gonna find the next like Hawk Tua or something like that. But what's the page called? Because I gotta subscribe.
It's called Kill Alley. I just subscribed for you.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, Jack's on my computer right now, so appreciate that.
Thank you, Red.
You got a new subscriber, Kill Alley, everybody. Great, perfect name. Woo! I'm sure that's gonna blow up. You got a lot of subs?
We're like 11, 12,000.
Almost 12,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's gonna grow too.
Here's the
I haven't
bad thing.
posted in quite a while though.
Yeah.
I haven't posted in probably 6 or 8 months.
Gotcha. You got your back.
So are you guys hitting comedy clubs outside of Kill Tony, like the local scene and stuff like that?
A little bit, but not as much as we probably should. Honestly, I feel like my mom has true talent for this. You know, like she's good. She can talk, and she won't stop talking. So might as well throw a microphone.
Yeah. On their latest appearance, what did Tyler Fisher say? I can't believe someone would molest you because you're so chatty.
Yeah. I was saying that my step grandfather was telling me, whispering things in my ear I'd never heard before. I had never heard the word fuck at that age. I mean, fuck was not a common word in the 60s. I remember when people started saying fucking A, probably pretty close to 1970.
And from what I know about comedians, you're the perfect candidate to be a comedian because your life is just so crazy. I mean, molested as a child, January 6th, Michael Jackson pulled into your driveway.
And everything in between.
Yeah, everything.
I could go on and on. If I don't use Instagram, I don't like it, and I'm trying to use it a little bit.
Hey, I'm glad you checked that message because that's how I hit you up first, and you did. Hey, you were like, text me.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I like going on the Kill Alley Twitter account. So anything horrible on there, don't blame Alex.
The Kill Alley Twitter account is now just a full-on MAGA Twitter.
Yeah. This whole episode has been a conservative rally. It's been pretty awesome for me. I don't know, I've been enjoying it. And Kill Alley sounds like the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life. Kill Alley is going to be like a horror movie or something.
Yeah, they've got a good interview with Celia on here, I see.
Oh, cool.
Well, there's other footage of her, and let me tell you a funny story about her. That night, I see this big, fat, greasy, itchy person, And I hate fat people, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely despise.
Yes, like I cannot stand
My mom
fat
does
people.
too. My mom hates fat people because she's a nurse and she has to move them around in bed. Seriously, that's a true story.
That's a good reason. I hate fat people because I become one quite easily. So I have to hate them to make sure that, I don't do that. So anyway, I see him talking to this big old fat greasy thing, whatever.
Are you talking about Celia? Are you talking about Celia right now?
Yeah.
We're friends now.
Oh, we're good friends.
And she's very self-aware.
Not anymore.
And she likes talking about, you had her on, she's scratching herself and popping zits on your show.
Yeah, she popped William Montgomery's zit on one of her first episodes. That was epic.
Yeah, so she is really fun, and she's a great heart, so smart. Her comedy's great.
She's another
But at
perfect
this
candidate.
moment, she was just a fat slob being interviewed. And so I go about my business, leave Alex with this fat slob person. And then I come back, and she is sitting in my plastic folding chair.
No, she's not sitting. She is
Destroying.
passed out unconscious.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She is.
In a sitting position.
She is asleep, sitting up.
I mean, that chair was flattened, I'm sure. Okay.
Well, this is what a hater of fat people I am. I rousted her and I said, "Excuse me, this is my chair. I need it back." I didn't even want to sit down, but she was putting a stress test on my chair. And she's like, and she pointed out, she said, "That guy said I could sit in it. It's his chair."
Alex is a
I said,
pushover.
"No, his chair's the one over there by the van. You can go sit in his chair. This is my chair."
Damn.
And then
damn.
I'm like, I chew Alex out later, like, "You had a chair. Why'd you put her in my chair?"
What the fuck? Celia, we love you, all right? If you're watching, Celia,
And
thank
she
you
was-
for coming on.
She was fucked up off buying alley beers, I guess, from that guy.
And then, she's got the pints in the pocket situation. I'm glad she's getting back on her drinking because she is a woman of large appetites.
Yep.
Oh,
And she's super cool when you get to know her.
Oh, she's
And,
the best. Yeah, she's awesome.
yeah.
One of our best interviews. We really loved that. And she has that great story of finishing Tony's personal bottle of Crown.
yeah.
Because she went on tour with Tony, and she just yanked that bottle. And that's like his prized possession on tour, apparently. And she drank the whole thing.
Jesus.
Well, and that's her take. But we have a really fat musician friend who plays with some pretty big names. And
You talking about Jelly Roll?
no, he's that size guy. My guy's a violin player, and so he's a session musician. But he gets kicked off tours sometimes because he eats all the food, he drinks all the booze.
Wow.
They're like human vacuum cleaners.
When you get kicked off a tour for gluttony, that is next level. That is next level. It's sure.
Well, so just the Celia and the story, it might not be just that one bottle. That could have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
She might have been really consuming.
Well, she's another perfect candidate for being a comedian. You know what I mean? It just takes a certain type of upbringing, a certain type of personality. And Karen Jones, you got something similar going on for sure.
I agree. No, I line up with her, and she really is one of my favorite people and truly a friend of ours now. And Cam and Alex have stayed close, still talk.
What do you think about Ben Grelle? I feel like you definitely hang out with Ben Grelle. He seems to always be there. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, no, he's one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. Really genuine, always smiling, always welcome.
Jack thinks he's full of shit. What do you think about that? Is he full of shit? I think he's telling the truth. He's got a lot of crazy stories
I'm
too,
just
much
having
like
fun.
Karen.
I'm just having fun.
I gotta call him out on that.
Crazy life, crazy stories. So, if you know that people have done some crazy shit, they're going to be able, one of the interesting pictures on my Instagram I posted because Chris Christie was inserting himself into some news story.
Boo.
But Alex was with me when I was heckling Chris Christie.
This was insane.
We were the only people. He was sneaking into a big Santa Barbara fundraiser, and Alex heard about it, and he called me and goes, "Chris Christie is going to be at this, this rich guy's place."
Yeah, he sucks.
We went down there. Nobody's there but the media.
The media, Chris Christie, and the Secret Service.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he's getting ready to run, and it's Valentine's
The
Day.
Secret Service for Chris Christie. That didn't seem right at
He
all.
was getting ready to run for president. I don't know if it's Secret Service, but
But
yeah,
it was
private
his
security.
Okay, yeah.
security detail. That was Secret Service level for sure.
Yeah.
And I tried to approach him, and they stopped me, but they couldn't put their hands on me. And I'm carrying a bottle of wine and a giant candy bar.
Jesus.
And I'm like, Governor Christie, I'm a voter. I have questions for you. And,
And she kept inching. She kept inching forward and inching forward. The man stopped, and she just kept coming forward.
And every time they put their hand out, I take a few more steps forward. And Chris Christie could see, and so there's news cameras, and he's such a gifted politician. This impressed the pants off me, but also surprised me. He had no eye contact or interaction with me till all of a sudden just turned, faced me, and very confidently, friendly, strode up to me and kissed me.
What?
Right on the mouth.
Who did?
It
This
was
happened?
insane.
This wasn't a dream
I
or
have
something?
a picture of it, and it ended up being on the front page of the Santa Barbara News Press.
Chris
But the
Christie
story
kissing you on
was
the
that I was
mouth?
just-
Am I hearing that
He
right?
didn't slip me the tongue,
This
but
is
he
it.
kissed me
All
on
right.
the mouth.
Well,
Send me
He
a
shut
link to
me
your
up.
town's
Well, we're gonna
newspaper.
find that eventually, or maybe send me a screenshot or something, because that is crazy. And by the
Oh,
way,
I think it's on my Instagram pictures.
and by the way, that's another guy you definitely don't want in your folding chair. So keep that chair away from him. 'Cause you're not.
Oh, see, he and I would never be friends.
Yeah.
I mean, ever
I
since.
hate fat people, but I also hate people like him.
Yeah, I mean, when he closed down that beach and had his family on it, that's an all-time politician moment right there. That is some terrible shit.
Beach
Almost
whale.
like
Yeah.
hilarious. Almost just hilarious.
He put his feet on a whole state's couch. So like he was like,
Pretty much. He shut down a beach and had just had a nice day at the beach. That was great.
So entitled. I can't wait till he endorses Kamala along with Cheney and company. I love this.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Trump 2024. It's coming up in like, what, 70 days or something like that? It's coming right
Well,
up.
more than that, ballots have already started going out in some states. And in our state, they start going out the first week, like October 2nd or 3rd. So these, it's a long mail-in election for the most part. And so it's happening. But actual voting day, the Republicans generally like to vote in person because, once again, when I was young, you needed a doctor's note or to be in the military to vote by mail.
Yeah.
And so it's
now ID is racist, right? We got to say it.
Yeah.
Got to put that out there.
So anyway, I think a lot of Republicans will be voting by mail because we foolishly waited and did it the proper way last time.
Got to play
So
by
this
their
election
rules.
is going to be well underway long before.
I'm nervous.
the
I'm
state.
literally nervous. Like I got like butterflies in my stomach just thinking about the election. Like, oh God, not another 4 years. We got to get this one.
Well, we won the last one, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they try to stop him. The cheat story may or may not work this time, and that's why the insurrection crimes are so important to them.
Yeah.
And so then, bringing it back to like the Kill Ali crew, the Kill Tony comedians, something's really interesting. You would think on the face of it, looking at these people, if you were to line them up, you think 100% of them are voting to the left.
Yeah.
But actually, they're all new conservatives. And
Nice.
girls with septum piercings and purple hair, they're like Trump hardcore all day.
Well,
and you wouldn't expect it.
It seems like this current administration would be the biggest wake-up pill of all time. Like, how could you see what's happening right now and then just want to vote for it again? But it doesn't work for everybody. But a lot of people are waking up.
Well, particularly on the freedom of speech issue with comedians.
Yeah.
And I've heard lefty, I call them the Bernie Bros and the BLM. There's a lot of people that were in these different political groups that are comedians, and I'm friends with them. Like I had a lady post, I was active in BLM, but you should not judge this J6 woman. She's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the Bernie Bros and the BLM people there have been to me, because one thing we can all agree on is we like freedom and we like peaceful assembly. And some people like peaceful assembly more than others.
Yeah.
But anyway, to be able to say retard, because even in some places in Texas, words are banned at comedy clubs. Alex experienced
Wow, what a
that
great
in
comedy
Dallas.
club. That sounds like a tremendous comedy club. And
It's a thing that happens.
And my bad, I feel like I'm talking a lot. You all got any real specific questions for Karen Jones?
We covered most of my specific stuff.
Because, I could talk all night about this kind of stuff. I really am passionate about it. But,
And I can't, but I would also like to talk about my Kill Tony appearances. And also, the guy, Sean, that you interviewed recently, the butthole tattoo guy. He
Sean,
ended up-
yeah.
He was my hangout guy at Madison Square Garden. He was my bestie, and we had so much fun. And I didn't go out with him after the show, but he wanted me to.
Was that the most recent one that just aired on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That was a pretty good episode. It had Joe Rogan in the fur coat, and Shane Gillis was great.
It was wonderful. And the next one is even more spectacular because Tony had to outdo himself on night 2. But these arena shows are very fun, but they get better with each one. And the next one is at the HEB Center New Year's Eve again. And my ankle bracelet comes off somewhere around December 15th or 16th.
Great.
So I will be able to resume my unbroken record as the senior correspondent for Joke World for the Kill Tony Arena shows.
Yeah, how is Joke World handling this? He's going to keep you around for when it's over?
His fans like me. Like on the comment section, I would say I'm probably at least, if not more popular with Joke World fans. On the whole, you always get people who hate. If I really want to experience the minute of hate stuff, I can go to Reddit.
Yeah.
Like those people generally hate me, and girls hate me. My last appearance, I had a couple of dykes in the front row, and they were just shooting me daggers.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like dykes that are cool, you know, but I don't like dykes without sense of humor. I like everybody. I like Camille Paglia. You know, she's my favorite dyke. Sure.
Yeah, believe it or not, even we get hate online. Yeah, if you look at our comment section, we get some hate. Yeah, they're like, who are these guys? These guys are not even famous, yada, yada, yada.
Every time I post this show on Reddit, it gets so many downloads. It's so funny.
I'm not getting booked in Baltimore for months after
No,
this.
yeah, this is not a popular show. This is going to kill your career. He's a young comedian. He's a young comedian over there. And tell Joke World to check his DMs, too, by the way. I'd be sending him some gold.
Oh, yeah. No, Jake is awesome. He is
cool.
He's got a really cool thing going, and he takes it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he'll take risks, and it's fun. It's fun to talk to somebody and work with somebody that like thinks really big. And I truly believe that he's going to continue to grow that channel into the ESPN of comedy, and I think that there's a lot more to come from that organization.
I can easily see that. He's
comedy coverage is big. Like you ever heard of Too Lazy to Try?
Yep.
He's great.
But here's the thing. Here's the difference between Joke World and everybody else in that world. All of those people are haters. All of those people love to chop it down. They think to have the tallest building in town, they got to tear everybody else's down. Jake is just building the tallest building. He's a positive guy.
Like another one is Podcast Cringe. He's getting a little old to me. Every single thing is like...
all of it. All of it is just, it's lame reaction, hate, clickbait bullshit, where Jake is real journalism. It's real stories, and he's actually adding to the comedy world. I went with Jake to, where we were in Tampa, and we interviewed Mark Norman. And then after we were interviewing Norman, we were just standing around talking. And
did you fuck up the audio? Is that you?
What's that?
Didn't the audio get messed up on that one or something?
Yeah, it did. It was crazy. It was just a bad cable.
Oh, man.
Randomly happened.
I'm a professional audio producer. That's my job, actually. So if you need anybody, hit me up. All right?
It was just
send me the files.
Crazy, just one-off, random, horrible. It was, the worst possible scenario. But after the interview, we didn't know that happened. We were just like standing around shooting the shit. And as you can imagine, Mark Norman is a comedy nerd, like hardcore comedy nerd. And so he watches all this stuff. Yeah, and it was fun to listen to his take. I mean, he could randomly watch this, like easily.
Yeah, Mark's the man. Guys. I have to bring this up because I always bring this up when people say Mark Norman. I actually booked Mark Norman for 2 sold-out shows in this little city, Salisbury, Maryland. He was kind enough to come all the way here, hook me up. He sold the shows out easily. He's such a cool guy. Got to talk to him. Got to eat crab legs with him. It was great. It was amazing.
Were those rain shows or was those?
That was Brew River.
Oh, that was that Brew River.
Yep,
okay,
and it was amazing, man. He's so funny and he's so down to earth and just he's all about comedy. He'll go anywhere.
Yeah, and then he'll talk with you for 4 hours about random little tiny comedy nuanced things. And he was just bringing up just the difference between Joke World and Comedy Cringe or any of these guys.
Mm-hmm. And
it gets a little annoying from the famous comedian's perspective they're sort of sick of these dudes chopping them down all the time. Like they have feelings too.
It's still relatively new, but now it's finally starting to get old. And another guy who I think is the king of broadcasting is Red Bar. You like Red Bar?
I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, I love Red Bar, man. I do. I think he does it in a certain way that's very original and unique.
He does it with a different tenor.
And he's been doing it for so long. He's grandfathered into any kind of hate that he might have for anybody. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious when he does it.
Yeah.
See, I haven't watched him, and now I want to after hearing how much you like him and hearing people respond. That and I used the term earlier today, talking about myself having an acid tongue. Some people have an acid tongue, but a heart of gold.
That's you. So that's you.
You could have mean talk, but not be a hater.
It's kind of just being truthful and having other people not get offended. That's the key. Because you shouldn't be offended by people's honest opinion because you can't really change what your brain just naturally thinks. So why not just spit it out, That's how I see it.
Yeah. And, if you want to enjoy comedy, you got to be able to take it on the chin, not just during roast. And I know it seems a little like kiss-assy or whatever, but I enjoy laughing while Tony, and in this case, Tyler Fisher, said really mean things to me.
Yeah, you did great.
Get it? Because it doesn't hurt me. It's not true. Like the truth. The truth is funny. And that thing when he's like, what did he tell you? To shut up? Talking about the molester.
Yeah. I think, did Kim say that? Or maybe it was Tyler. Yeah, but yeah, it was
Tyler
definitely said.
It. No, Kim had not a very funny night.
Yeah, you're right.
That is shocking.
She was off her game. She was off her game.
That is
She takes a lot of risks out there. I'll give her that. She says a lot.
Because she used to be a regular, right? That's how she got to start.
She started on the show. I think she was a bucket pool.
Yep. Bucket pool regular.
And she is a comedian 7, at least, as far as her looks.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8.
I'll give her that.
Yeah, I'd say an 8 probably for comedians,
Yeah.
I mean, who's higher?
She brings something.
So do you guys see yourselves as stand-up comedians, or do you see it as more of like a hobby per se? Like, is it something you want to pursue?
I 100% am a stand-up comedian now. And I can't wait to get freed from this ankle bracelet. I've got a distillery here in town that said I can start hosting my own. I don't like going into Austin, especially after my bracelet comes off and I'm off house arrest. I'll still be on supervised probation, which is a lot different than the probation you get for a DUI, where if you don't get in trouble, nothing happens. These guys still can come to your house. You have to check in. It's like you're a felon, even though it was a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
So I hate going into Austin because I had my car towed.
Ugh.
There, all kinds of stuff happens in the city, especially to an old country lady like me.
Man.
So when you're in the local scene, does it feel like you're just a small fish again, or do you feel like there's kind of a certain expectancy where you have to bring your A game every single time?
Well, I think that I need to bring my A game. And because of my lack of experience, I've got a lot of learning to do. And my 2 bombs both had to do, like with the Joe Rogan Post Malone one, not being able to come out of my free fall. And then the third one where I bombed, my one with Bobby Lee, it ended up being better than I thought looking at it, but not my minute. My minute sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I had not slept in 2 days. And when I was trying to tell my daughter, the no pot, and my daughter's like, Mom, nobody goes through withdrawals from weed. I said, well, it's not that. I got arrested. I hadn't slept. I was just freaking out.
I can't sleep when I'm not smoking too, yeah.
So I didn't have weed to give me any comfort there.
Right.
And so anyway, I told Alex, I took him to the airport and I said, I'm going to go in. And he's like, you're in rough shape. So, well, I'm not going to sign up, but I need the, the sorority, whatever you want to call it, the fraternization with my people. And so I went in and we chat up, waiting for the line. And I'm chatting, walking in the line. And just like on autopilot, I signed up. And as soon as I did, I turned to my gaggle of friends and said, ooh, I wasn't going to sign up tonight. I'm fucked up, man. I can barely walk. And anyway, as soon as I said that, the comedians are, oh, you're getting called then. The one time I got called, I was blacked out drunk.
Oh yeah.
The one time I got called, I was on mushrooms. Everybody has
You hear that all the
stories.
time. You hear that all the time. That's true. And we don't want to.
they
my
came
bad.
and
Keep
got me, and I could barely even walk, and I was scared I wasn't going to be able to make it from the chair in the back to the microphone.
My God.
And I was a blank. I have like probably anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes always that I can go to after that second bomb. I wanted to make sure, this isn't a good pedophilia crowd. I think I'll go with some Jew jokes.
Right.
So I had nothing, and all I had was, we have been joking about, and Dev had mentioned abortion earlier. I had been joking about that the exception, the carve out for abortion is except when medically necessary or in the case of rape or incest.
Yeah.
And my bit was about, why can't we use that for everything? Like, well, I don't normally drink unless it's a medical necessity or in the case of rape or incest.
Yeah, hey,
Right.
makes
I
sense.
just started applying that to everything.
And we kept tagging it on anything throughout the day.
Yeah.
Just randomly, except for, in the case of a medical emergency or rape and incest. It worked conversational.
That I like that, because that's what they always go to is like, what about rape? Like that's happening all the time. Because of course we have sympathy for those people. You get raped and you have their baby or something. That's awful. But
Well, except for
rare.
my mom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For me, I had a kid, and I loved it when Tony thought I was saying the South Asian Army when I was saying Salvation Army.
Oh, is that why you were so confused? I had no idea what that man thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So he thought, and there are some audio issues there. Speaking, to the
It seems
sound
like
engineer,
it seems like he's hard
it's
of
hard
hearing.
to hear some things.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
And-
sense. He thought you were saying South Asian Army.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's kind of got that Asian obsession with the chink thing.
He does,
The
he
Chinese
does.
government
Yeah.
coming after him. So he hears Salvation Army and hears South Asian.
And Red Band perked up.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense.
So anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, except for that whole situation was, I was a 15-year-old girl who got drunk around some guys in their 20s.
Yeah, I remember that
said,
now. I remember what you said. There we go.
And it wasn't a great thing, obviously, but I kept my baby.
Yep.
And then you were talking about Richards, the guy that plays Kramer, and that being a weird story.
Uh-huh.
But things are what you make of it.
Yeah.
And it's not the baby's fault. And,
I agree. I totally agree. And like you said, through all that hardship, you just you still think it all made you a better person, and you're so positive. And that's the true American way,
Everything.
like Tony said. This is the true American way.
well, and there is an optimism. And it was a frontier throughout America. And that's my life is a frontier. And I keep moving forward. I keep encountering new things. And every one of them is what I make of them. And even when things aren't fair, my kids, all little kids say, that's not fair. I was like, we want to be fair.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to bed at 7.
You're
with the
talking to
baby.
Karen Jones about life being fair. Yeah, nah, not going to work
Well, but
out.
I got it so much better than so many people because, for all of the tough parts of my childhood, my parents bought me a horse. We had an in-ground pool
Nice.
in triple-digit heat. My parents went to every concert, every sporting event, and they were cool as fuck. My parents were funny. They were horrible in some ways, but they were way cooler and bitching than they were bad.
Hey, well, they should have listened to you when you said that the uncle was touching you or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
It was a step grandfather, and that's why
Right.
it's like.
And we don't want to take up too much time of your time tonight, but I do have 2 more questions. And if you guys got any more questions, definitely speak up.
Go ahead.
But it's kind of a question, the same question for both of you. So your names, okay? So Karen Jones, your name is now a slur, and I was wondering how that's affected your life. And obviously Alex Jones, your name is one of the most infamous names ever. Has the name thing affected your lives in any way recently?
Well, I would like to answer both questions, and I would like him to answer both questions.
Uh-huh.
But so on my Karen thing, there's some similarities there with the situation. It's fun to give a dramatic pause. Even though I'm new to stand-up, I've always been, like I was in drama club the one year I went to high school. I did the school play. I'm a bit of a show-off, and I love, you didn't ask me my comedy influences.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely I want to hear him.
No, that's fine. But just to tell you, I'm so old that my comedy influences were Mad Magazine and National Lampoon.
Wow.
And then Joan Rivers on the Mike Douglas and the Merv Griffin shows. stand-up was totally
That's
different
awesome.
when I was growing up. And then, of course, Saturday Night Live came along.
Mm-hmm.
And then my kids turned me on to what was funny when they were coming up and enjoying comedy. But so with my name, when I give my name, I like to make a dramatic pause, when it's in a public place, like, can we have your name? And I, have an uncomfortable pause and say, Karen. Yeah, it's like I just play around with it. But
literally a slur, the newest slur in the book right now. It's pretty funny.
It's the new dick, and that was my first bit was about. But I didn't even have that joke perfected. It was a lot like Sean talking about his jokes. I had jokes written down. I've been preparing for 20 weeks to get pulled. But what really helped me was this lady in the alley wearing this pink T-shirt and cape that said, Karen is the new dick. And so I opened with that. So I saw a lady in the alley with a shirt that said, Karen is the new dick. Or
Wait.
excuse me, pussy is a new dick.
Okay, I was about to say, so the joke was on her shirt the whole time? All good, yeah.
Pussy is a new dick, so I changed it. No, pretty sure Karen is a new dick.
Wow, so that was a fresh one.
I'm so old that I knew dicks before dick was dick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to watch how the dicks handled it. And a lot of them went to Richard.
Yeah.
And I always liked the dicks that stuck with dick. My friend Kinky Friedman, before he was kinky, he was dick.
Well, no, he was Dick Jr.
Yeah, he was a little dick.
Well, you can't be kinky dick. That's not going to work out for anybody.
Right. So, but one of my oldest thrift store friends is Dick, and I just love that he just rolled with it. And I actually, at this point in my life, because I'm a grandmother, I go more by my nickname. I'm also working at Kinky's Gold Star Camp. The campers call me Granny Snakebite.
Oh, that's your Instagram
grandkids
handle.
call me Grandma Snakebite. But if they're going to disparage Karen, I'm going by Karen.
Yeah, seriously, right? And I think the whole Karen...
I just want to say one thing about Alex's name. When you're picking a name for your kid, you put a lot of thought into it. And I worked in a mental hospital. Plus, I had a crazy life. So I tried to make sure I didn't name Alex anything that was attached to anything weird in my life. And then you have to say, Dr. Alex Jones, attorney at law, President Alex Jones. That sounded good. So we went with Alex. And
terrible mistake. You never know what the future holds.
Hey, but a lot of people probably get excited to beat you because he's pretty popular in some circles, In my household.
You love him or hate him. It's a very Trumpian.
Yeah.
But here's the really stupid thing to me. How many people who should know basic math asked me if I named my 41-year-old son after Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Nobody had heard of Alex Jones till 20 years ago.
He has been doing it a long time, but that doesn't make no sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I will quickly say that being named Alex Jones is a blessing and a curse. It is definitely a double-edged sword. One of the great things about it, I'm impossible to find online. So
it's just never going to come up. Just never going to come up.
You can't find me.
Are you going to change your stage name, or is that just whatever?
No. I mean, I think it's one. If I do that, he wins. So I can't.
Like Michael Bolton. Right?
So have you ever met the famous Alex Jones, the Alex Jones?
Well, what's crazy is being named Alex Jones in California, it sucked. But being named Alex Jones in the same town that he lives in sucks way more.
What?
It is.
Wait.
It is. He lives. I mean, from where we're sitting right now, he's less than 5 miles from us.
What?
Yeah. When I lived in Austin, I saw him riding around in a bulletproof car, yelling out of a bullhorn.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. But I will say that you made the point earlier that it's. Some circles love it. Mm-hmm. So if I'm at the shooting range, like I go and check in,
they're holding their breath.
They call people over. The little crowd gathers. They're like, "Oh, your name's Alex Jones." Like they love it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but checking into the doctor, they're not as excited. Normally, like registering my kids for school. They're like not as excited about it.
Getting a plane ticket. Is that hard?
Plane ticket. You know what? And this actually did come up, and it sucked for me. my mom, I was listening, but then before I barged in here uninvited.
I'm hoping you were going to come in. We already discussed.
Hey, it's awesome. Yeah, it's been good.
But she mentioned that I worked for Zoom, and I
yeah.
did. It was really cool. I worked for Zoom, and it was a great experience. And I was in sales at Zoom, and part of the way it works is, leads come in, and they have like a team that gets the leads and then assigns out the leads to the different salespeople. And we were at a conference, after like my third or fourth year working there, and I meet the team that's supposed to be divvying out leads. And they're like, "Oh my God, you're Alex Jones! Oh, we never give you leads because we hate Alex Jones."
What?
And
You could have been so much more rich.
Funny, and I was like, "I fucking feed my family with
Yeah,
those
dude, yeah. This is not a fucking
what are you
joke.
doing? Yeah.
What?
So yeah, there's
mean,
definitely a bias.
Ain't that a typical liberal though, huh?
typical commie liberal?
Yeah, seriously.
Commie.
I got
Seriously.
soft hands, brother.
Man, that is wild. That's cool. And I will say the whole Karen thing has been a crazy mind trick from the very beginning, because the Karens were holding society together. They're the people who
Yes.
say you're not doing your fucking job right.
Yeah.
And now they're like public enemy number one, much like the bullies. They were also holding society together. Now you can't bully
You can't
anybody.
have standards or you're a Karen.
Yeah, everyone's about to be allowed to be as weird as they want to be and as inefficient as they want to be. The Karens and the bullies, we need them back.
Like, if you're in the restaurant throwing shit, you're a Karen. But if you go back in and you're like, "Hey, you messed my sandwich up," like, yeah, they messed your fucking sandwich up.
Yeah, it's like you forgot.
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll tell you, it might be all the marijuana I smoked. And I can't be, I'm saying this in front of somebody that's seen me be a crazy bitch many times. But I don't think I'm a Karen. But I also think no Karen thinks she is.
Well, a
But I've
Karen is
never,
a respectable
laid in
thing.
front of a car so people couldn't move. Or I think my ire has always been well placed.
No, I will say this. I have.
Uh-oh.
No, I have personally watched her make at least 15 people burst into tears during arguments.
15.
That's good
they're
numbers.
trying to argue with her, and they're really emotional, and they have this emotion-based argument, and she's just on their fucking ass. And eventually she breaks them,
But
and I
nice
just burst
tone.
into tears.
I'm
That's
not talking
amazing.
mean.
Yeah.
Hey, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. That's what I'll say about that. The
Yeah.
truth hurts.
No, a college girl was trying to get me to admit my white privilege.
This was awesome. Oh, by the way, she might be newer to stand-up. She has a lot of mic time. So she ran for
the school, right? The drunk driving
county
school?
Yeah,
supervisor of Santa Barbara County twice. So she's running for county supervisor. She's doing the forums. She's going out speaking at all these events. And she was Trump before Trump. I mean, she was ripping people.
That's awesome.
Hilariously.
but not mean.
Not mean.
I'm
Truth.
saying
It's the
funny
truth.
as
It
shit,
hurts.
Embarrassing them.
But we had no support from the Republican establishment in Santa Barbara. So it was just me and my mom and a couple other random friends going to college campuses trying to talk to college students before any of this man on the street interview, make a liberal look stupid stuff.
Oh,
We were
I
just
love
doing
that.
it.
I love that shit.
And my mom, I wish we would have been videotaping this because it was the craziest thing you'd ever seen. You want to go into any of the examples?
Oh, no, but it's just this girl is telling me she just needs me to admit my white privilege before she can talk to me. I said, I only went to 9th grade. You were on one of the most expensive college campuses in America.
Oh my God, it's so
And-
ridiculous sometimes.
You're the privileged one here. I grew up on an oil lease. I didn't say my grandpa finger banged me, but clearly I did not
Step
have
grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actual
Yeah.
incest.
Grandma's boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I love
Anyway,
videos like
but
that.
Stuff like that, these girls cry. And that's just one of many examples. And all growing up, during the Clinton years, I've always been around liberal friends. And, when we get into political stuff, I don't get emotional because I'm pretty confident about what I think. And I don't need people to agree with me. I don't have any purity tests. I've worked in music a lot. And, people know that's a funny Republican lady, and most musicians, especially guys, love me. They think when I say it's
Well,
funny.
I think you should bring that aspect to Kill Alley and start doing the liberal street interview stuff because I love those kinds of videos, like
Me too.
Fleckus Talks and stuff like that. You ever watch Fleckus Talks?
I love Fleckus.
Oh yeah, that's some good shit. And you all got any more questions for the Joneses? This has been amazing, guys. I could talk to you all night. I really could.
Okay, now I'm getting confused. Deb is the only name. You're KP on the left, and then in the middle is
Jack.
the quiet guy.
He couldn't get a word in edgewise tonight, man. I was excited. I mean, we're talking conservatism and things, and I just love it.
No, he's always quiet on air. And so I would like you to do something. Could you please insult me? Do something. Be really rude, and I'll never forget your name. Be an asshole to me, and I'll remember it.
I can't after that.
Be a commie lib.
You can't put me on the spot like this. I don't know.
Oh, commie libs are forgettable, but if somebody like I don't know, say something mean about my son.
I mean, what can you say mean about this guy, man? He looks like he could be a model or something. Look at this guy. Huh?
Yeah, part your hair the other way, dude. What am I going to say mean? I don't know. I got nothing. The part looks great.
Somebody in the alley, one of the comedians, Derek Dimple, told him he had Gavin Newsom.
He said, I got resting Gavin Newsom face.
Okay, all right.
I'm not that clever.
That's a good slam. That's a slam.
That was good. That was good. I planned on stealing that and using it in my minute, but as you guys know from interviewing people, especially not professional comedians that get up on Kill Tony, whatever you have planned to say, you say about 1% of it. And then you're just kind of floating from there.
Yes, unless you really, really practice that and rep that, it's like you're not going to get to it. It's not going to feel natural.
Yeah.
Got to get in front of those audiences, and Deb does it. I don't know how much you go up, but the people I know that are...
we don't go up at all. Dev is the stand-up here. He's the stand-up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, that he knows what it's like. That's how you get good. It's going time and time again. You learn how to, get out of messes that you get yourself into if something isn't working.
It's trial
So
by
I definitely
fire.
need a lot of practice.
Yeah, you like some people take comedy classes and stuff like that, but it's really like you have to go out and experience it, or you're not going to be able to do it. Like it's something you have to constantly work at. And when I first got into comedy, like I was naive, so I'm like, I can just get on stage and kill and be great. And now I've been working on a tight 5 minutes for the past 6 months. But I'm doing 25-minute gigs on the side, but I'm like, I want a really tight 6 minutes where you can message somebody and be like, hey, book me, and here's why. And that's really what you got to work on, because you were on Kill Tony, you had to fire. Don't stop now, because you're like, not stagnant, but if you had that momentum, like you should be hitting clubs every single night, even if you're not going off the Kill Tony fame. Just get better at writing and write. So when you go up and do those minutes, see, that's the problem. You're not going to do a new minute at regular comedy clubs. Like that's only Kill Tony. Other than that, I would be like, here's these 10 minutes worth of jokes that I know kill. And
Right, I see that people perfect their material, make adjustments, maybe add to it.
Right.
But a good example from Kill Tony is Uncle Laser. He was kind of a mess, and now he's writing, and he's doing more of a traditional approach that you're talking about, and it's reflected in his work. I think he's a lot funnier now.
Well, and it's also fun to know these people as people and see them being vulnerable behind the scenes, and talk to Laser as he's like, man, I have to write. I have to write,
because he's a character, right? He's like a legit character, so he's probably talking super normal with you guys, like, oh my gosh, dude. Oh my lord,
no, that's the thing. He is Laser 24/7.
Oh no way,
24/7, no stopping him.
You know Laser, right? You know Uncle Laser. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But I do think that he's toned down. He's who he is, and he turns up his energy on stage.
I mean, Tony turned his back on him.
He's a worker. He's a good old boy. Tony not a character.
Tony really brought him up like too close to the sun, like Icarus, and then totally turned his back on him. It was kind of fantastic, or not fantastic. It was kind of just unbelievable to see.
It's like, where's Drew Nickens been at? Like,
it's kind of like that, because at one point he was telling us, this guy is the best guy ever. I can't believe how funny he is. Oh my gosh, he's so amazing. And then he's making him out to seem like the biggest jackass in the world. Yeah. He really, I thought that was just unbelievable.
Lame.
Yeah.
Well, Laser did get pretty out of control.
Yeah.
Well, he got out of control, and then also I think one thing, like a pivotal moment in that at least early part of Laser's saga was the Roseanne show at the Vulcan, where Roseanne was trying to give Laser real heartfelt feedback on how to be a better comedian. And Laser was a fucking character. He was in character the whole time. He wouldn't hear what she was saying. And I was there reading Tony's face while this was happening.
That was the
Tony
beginning of the
doesn't
end.
like disrespect of comedy legends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that kind of like got to him a little bit, just my perspective. But
You're probably right. Probably right. 'Cause
Yeah,
something changed. Something changed quick, and I was always fascinated by that.
yeah, and Drew, we are extremely close with Drew.
Okay.
Like, we've been there from day one with him. And so to watch this ride has been something really special. And I'll say this too, out of the hundreds and hundreds of people we've interviewed before they've gotten up on Kill Tony or never got up, I mean, almost everybody has the Drew Nickens fantasy in their head. Everybody thinks they're going to go up there and all of a sudden it's going to work and they're going to be famous the next day. Everybody thinks it's going to be Cam Patterson.
Yeah, he did
It
what?
never
He did
happened.
like
And
7
as
minutes. He did like 7 minutes that first day he got pulled. And that's never going to happen again.
Insane. But I will say that as I interviewed people as they're coming off stage, about 60% of them were fighting back tears because it didn't go the way they thought it was.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know, and so you go from the highest high to like, oh shit, nobody gives a fuck about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty real reality check.
I don't know how
And it's
you.
not always the bombs. Like
No.
some of the people,
Mhm.
they just weren't as funny as they thought. They did. Tony didn't love them. They got a little joke book, and they
Ooh.
did stuff that kills at other mics. So
Do you have your joke book before we let you go? Do you got your joke book on you? Because we always try to take a look.
Yeah, I just want to see it.
All right, and is that full of jokes?
it's full of jokes and maybe a grocery list because I didn't really know what to like. I like writing my jokes on legal pad.
Got to get the
because
yellow
once
pad.
Again, I'm
Oh,
old.
you're one of those.
Yeah. All right. Pause it. We're gonna steal that material.
Yeah, Deb's writing all that down.
We're gonna insurrect it.
That was just her writing down, talking shit about the lawyer that was sentencing her during the hearing. A couple days ago.
Yikes.
We were sitting there during the hearing, and she's just like calm faced, and then just on the side, just writing furiously.
Oh, my
I was like,
God.
oh,
Bald
fuck.
headed bitch, insurrect this pussy.
That's really when I'm like funniest is when I'm ripping people new assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun for me. I'm pretty good at spotting underbellies.
And weakness.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. Well, you've been truly kind to come on our small little show like this because I'm a big fan. I really am. And hopefully we can do this again sometime. Karen Jones, Alex Jones. Anything you want to tell our fans before we let you go?
And what's the middle guy's name?
Jack.
Before you go, what is the
You know, it's a
Jack.
classic name.
Guys,
It's a
also,
classic
this is
name.
why she had the longest interview in the history of Kill Tony, because right when you're trying to like exit her off the stage, she interjects and she's going to keep coming. So you got to cut her off.
And it's something that you have to know.
I'm
It's
a
always
laundry
something too
buyer.
juicy to give up, too. Like, she's going to tell us that she knew Bill Clinton or something like that. You know what I mean? And we'll just kind of have to
She's
talk about
a
it.
victim
Oh.
of his.
Yeah.
We have but scratched the surface, my friend.
Well, let's do it again soon sometime because this was a lot of fun. The great Karen Jones. Anything else you want to tell our fans before we let you go?
Is there anything?
Trump 2024. Let's go.
2024, guys. We got to get this one, even
Hell
if it's
yeah,
even if
bro,
it's rigged a little bit. We got to push through that. 85 million votes, guys. We can do it. We can do it.
85 million votes.
Biden got
They'll
81
get
million.
90.
I know we can get 90. Yeah, we can do this. All right.
Anyway, everything's going to work out however it works out, and we're all going to be fine. Life is going to go on.
Yeah.
Amen.
We all got to be optimists like Karen Jones. All right, Karen, you have a good rest of your night, and thank you once again for coming on our show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Wow, that was amazing. I like that. I could talk to that woman all night.
I could not. That was
She was funny. I didn't expect it to go that long.
Yeah, that's how it always goes too. Like I tell these people, will you come on our show and do a 15 or 20-minute interview? And then it just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Jesus. Hello, you were very.
Yeah, does the dog need to go outside? or something?
Yeah, the dog just loves people, especially when a new guy who looks like he might be a rapper is in here.
Yeah.
Because she loves rappers. Okay, something about that dog.
Is that Lil Skies?
Yeah, seriously. Man, what happened to Lil Skies?
He didn't know D yet. Not yet, but R.I.P. for some.
Oh, I didn't know what you said. Now I heard what you said. Yeah,
You
man.
didn't know D
seriously.
yet?
I mean, he's got face tattoos and everything. You didn't know D yet? Are you sure? Are we sure about this?
Who is this? Is this a local guy?
No, that's he was pretty big for a second there. He was getting a lot of requests in the clubs and stuff.
Yeah. It was that one song. It was like nowadays shit ain't the same. Life switch lanes or
Yeah, typical, really sad rapper.
Sad boy rap.
Super,
it was like
super
that
sad.
SoundCloud 6ix9ine tattoo era.
Yeah.
Juice World.
When he's not fucking your bitch, he's horribly depressed.
Hey, I went through
typical
a
rapper.
phase where I liked Juice World.
He's got some cool stuff. I play Juice WRLD on the radio. I play Come and Go. I play Wishing Well.
I liked his
Wishing Well.
The documentary after he died was really good too.
It is because he actually rapped. A lot of these rappers get on my nerves because they're a rapper and they don't rap. They don't worry about being good at rap. If there was a Kill Tony of rap, they would have no minute. They wouldn't even have a minute.
The stage presence of most of these rappers now, like they're on stage and they're just like,
Well, Lil Wayne kind of ruined people being so good at not writing anything.
Well, Lil Wayne is very talented.
Exactly.
And they think
He's
they
a
can
one,
do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a 1 in a million.
And then
Guys, you can't all be
Jay-Z
Lil
did
Wayne.
that too, and Juice WRLD did it too because he rapped all day, every day, and actually could freestyle. And I tell all these other rappers, freestyling's a myth, man. Write it, okay? Write something good. There's no rules to this shit.
Especially when you're paying per hour or whatever.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell them about comedy. I'm like, I can tell you're just going up with anything. You got to write. Or you're gonna shit.
Well, because comedy is not like rap where you can just like have a song and listen to it in your car. You have to have an audience. You're not just like recording yourself and listening to it back and that's going to scratch that itch. You have to get laughs.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to be a comedian, I think. Yeah. Because it takes a lot of courage.
Yeah,
like I could never do it.
Like you look out into the crowd and like you feed off the crowd. So there's nights where you're doing your best fucking material and they're looking at you like you're crazy. And there's nights where it feels like the crowd.
I thought you meant like your best fucking material, like you got, you know what I mean? Like having sex, like bedroom material. I got you now.
I got this joke where I hump a stool, but listen, clip this in. My baby mom was stolen from Dream Big Venues in Delmar, Maryland. Her name is Stoolisha. She is a red bar stool that I hump for my 2 favorite jokes. If you have seen her, please contact Dan Bell at Dream Big Venues and tell him Dev sent you. Please.
He was the first guy to do it, okay?
Yeah.
First guy.
I fucked the shit out of that stool.
Don't invite Joe Rogan to the venue.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck your girl, dude.
She got kidnapped.
I'm trying to find. I had a picture of Karen Jones. Looked like.
We got to get that picture. I mean, she said Christy kissed her on the mouth. Like, in what universe does that make any sense?
Here? Yeah. I don't want to. I don't know.
Was that X videos?
Did you see
use X and X, Birdie.
Oh. I don't have X videos, do I? This is my computer.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Do not type X. Do not type X on that. Not while we're live. Not while we're live.
But yeah, do you see Karen Jones here on the bottom left? That's her circled. With the hat.
Oh, let me go.
Looks like she's doing the 2-finger whistle thing.
Is that what in the hat there? Is that supposed to be Karen Jones?
Yeah, it is her. That's Karen Jones. And
that looks like an old man to me.
Okay, well here's her.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
That's her. But do you see her doing the 2-finger whistle thing?
Yep. That my mom does the same thing.
She looks like she might be a little. Maybe she's a little more fired up than she said. And I don't want to incriminate anybody. That's her and her husband there. That's him in his hat.
Is this from the news site that she was talking about, the local in her town?
To be honest, if you
Santa Barbara Independent.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the article that was brought up on the Kill Tony interview.
Wild stuff, man.
And yeah, I mean, she said it was kind of winding up when she was in there. Kind of over.
I mean, either way, man. As soon as the news compared it to Pearl Harbor and 9/11, that should have woke a lot of people up. I think
Pearl Harbor's
pretty chill in there.
Yeah, come on.
My favorite video is people are smoking weed in here.
Oh my God, that was great. Yeah, that was great.
And it's just some Mexican dude, or maybe or whatever. He just some dude, and he is very happy to be smoking weed.
They're just tearing apart the White House or the Capitol.
And the podium guy. How about the podium guy? Remember him be smiling? Yeah, I got a podium.
Hey.
I mean, I'd be eating my breakfast cereal at that podium.
Well, the one dude was sitting at the desk with his feet up and everything at Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Yeah, that dude went off too. He definitely went off.
Fuck Bing, dude. I can't find this video. It's just some dude.
Take my office, but don't put your feet on my desk, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's have some respect.
Yeah, show some respect. I'm surprised no one took a shit on that desk, man. Seriously.
There's a pretty funny picture of a dude like carrying like a...
The podium. That's the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a beanie on and he's carrying a podium. It's great.
Yeah, and there's like some old lady in the background like, hey, I have no idea what's going on.
Another Karen Jones type. It really was all old ladies.
They were just going for a stroll in the park and accidentally insurrected the Capitol building.
Hey, Karen got hit in the stomach with a billy club. That's epic.
Did you guys watch the Ravens game? Do you like the Ravens?
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
I'm a Cowboys fan. Fortunately, we won today. Shout out Dallas.
Dude, Dak Prescott, the highest
See,
paid football player in the history of the world.
not gang C's. That's for Cowboys. I'm a neutral.
Dude,
black
Bing
people.
sucks, dude. Bing is horrible.
Yeah, go to Goog, go to One Fish, whatever the fuck.
I just want to show this man's toe. That's this man's toe.
Oh my God, there's been a lot of good
Isn't that
football
great?
news
Isn't that
week
great?
one. That toe. And Lamar Jackson is a running back. That dude can't fucking throw, man. Did you see that game? He missed so many people wide open in the end zone.
Thank you.
Best running quarterback of all time. But
Every
Jesus.
other Ravens fan I talk to blames it on the referees.
See, I'm definitely Team Lamar. I'm a Ravens fan, but I was always like, come on, he's not a running back. But that last game, he could have won the game in so many different throws and just missed. He just missed.
There's just something about that Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's the man. He still might be the greatest Raven quarterback, but now it's probably Lamar. But he needs to get a championship.
I'm just kidding. I don't really watch football that much. I watched the last drive on Twitter. That's about it.
But Dak Prescott, his boy, he's the highest paid football player in the history of the world.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Did that guy get arrested today?
And then that was another great story.
Was that real?
Yeah, but he still played in the game.
And he had an 80-yard touchdown.
And
So
then
that did happen?
then he put his hands behind his back
Yeah.
for the celebration after the touchdown.
So he was on the pavement.
Who is
like,
it?
what happened
Who
there?
is it? What's his name?
Tyreek Hill. He plays for the Miami Dolphins.
And then apparently
I used to love the
the
Dolphins.
cop who had him in handcuffs, administrative leave. Yeah.
What did he have him for? I just saw a
I
video
wish
on
I knew the
Twitter. Again, I
details.
just saw a video on Twitter.
I wish I knew the details, man.
It was like a traffic infraction or something.
And
He's the one that got like 12 baby moms.
he must have he probably escalated the shit out of that or something. Who knows?
I don't know, dude. Cops are fucking crazy
Who
sometimes.
said typical?
Hey, man, just show him some damn respect. Maybe try that approach. I don't know.
Okay, you've been talking to Karen Jones for fucking 2 hours.
That might be why.
Hey, there's a lot of ways to not end up on the pavement. That wasn't one of them, okay?
Yeah, but so he was that the same
Wait,
day?
Karen just sent us a photo.
Was the video from the same day?
Today.
So he got arrested and played in the same day.
And played and had an 80-yard touchdown. He's the best wide receiver in the league.
Oh, and he does have his homie put him in.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Week one has been lit. Damn.
Cowboys beat the shit out of the Browns.
Oh, she just sent me a screenshot of our own interview. That's cool.
She's like, I want this to be the thumbnail. please."
It's a little blurry. I mean, I could find a better one, but
Make
it's looking
these the
good.
thumbnail.
Yeah, Karen was great.
Also, if you're watching this, come to Dream Big Venues on. Are you gonna cut this out?
This day?
No,
are
man.
we kill toning ourselves?
No,
What day?
I'm gonna
What-
clip
what-
this
what
for
day?
you.
What day?
Just don't talk about Jordan Peterson's book, for Christ's sake.
Okay. So Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Hey guys, just Dev stopping the interview to tell you to come to Dream Big Venues on September 20th. We're located right in Delmar, the Delaware side, no taxes. We got
Nice.
free popcorn. We got a bar. We're the first comedy club in Delaware and probably around anywhere to sell kava. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I've been told it's a big deal.
I think I've had that before.
Yeah, kava,
Yeah.
probably.
It tastes like shit
yeah.
or it tastes good? Because what I had tastes like shit.
Well,
But it got you a little buzz.
yeah, like it's
Tastes like
an
dirt. Does it
acquired
taste like
taste.
dirt?
It's an acquired taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
But kava's cool. I like
No,
it.
it's fucking cool. Like
The ancients drank it or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the general manager of the club is selling kava there now, and it's pretty good. Like all jokes aside,
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I got the flyer. I got the flyer
pretty
pulled up
good,
for the
Perfect.
for the roast
there
battle.
you go. Roast battle, Dream Big Venues, September 20th. We got me there. Joe Spain from Joe Spain in the Ass Productions, Uncle Sear. It's a pretty local
Spain
show.
in the ass.
Spain in the Ass Productions.
How long is this show? There's like 12 people on it.
Well, it's a 2v2 format.
Oh,
Or
roast battle. I'm an
1v1,
idiot. I'm sorry.
so 1v1.
Gotcha. I didn't think about that either. Yeah.
Is it a like a bracket tournament type thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So,
So the
it's
win-
like
Okay.
if 6 people go against each other, or yeah, I don't know how to
1,
word
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, the
7,
dog
8,
just
9.
farted, y'all. That was the dog, and it's terrible. It's fucking
It's
terrible.
okay. I'll probably take a bong. and
So I
cover that
came
up
to
in a minute.
Kevin's house for the first time, and he shits his pants while I'm trying to promote my.
Thank
show.
God I got that dog. All right.
If that is his dog, the dog needs a new diet.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
yep.
terrible.
And honest, the story is the diet, because there's this one can of food that we realize does that to the dog, and we're almost out of the big pack we bought of it. And once we're done with this pack, it's going to be smooth sailing for everybody.
I'm gonna be in the car trying to wash my nostrils out, dog. Yo, I petted you for an hour-long interview, and you shit next to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. We're not even exaggerating. That is awful.
Hasn't made it to me yet. Thank goodness.
Oh God, Charlie.
Yikes! It's fucking bad.
Charlie,
We might have to wrap there. Oh, Lord.
Throw the whole total. Don't walk away. You're fine. That was just gross, homie.
It's bad.
I got the dirty dick guy.
And we got these curtains and everything. It's going nowhere.
This is the same bed.
It's true.
This is stuck.
Woo. This is a hot air balloon now. Jesus
Same
Christ.
guy.
This is the fart version of January 6th. We're just stuck in the fart can.
Wait, what's it gonna got that face?
I can't believe we got the bonus Alex Jones interview there. Bonus Alex Jones.
Yep, and they just tagged us and made a post, so hopefully we get some
Let me look
subs
up
off
Alex
them.
Jones Austin armored car. This is how I would see Alex Jones.
Also, off the record, while we're still alive, I would nut on her titties.
Dude, this.
I'm sure when
Hey,
she was.
don't you glaze those pancakes or whatever she called them?
I'm
How do I
sure
open
they
this?
looked great when she was getting
Dude,
molested.
when I lived in Austin, he would ride around in this InfoWars car.
Yeah, whoa, that's pretty damn badass.
And he would be
huh?
out of that hatch yelling shit. It's
That was-
pretty sweet.
That was like 70 pounds ago for him too. He's blown up a little bit.
But I can't remember what he would be
I bet.
saying. I didn't really care. It was just funny.
I like some of his stuff. You know, Owen Schroyer, who is
All I know
also
is
in
those
jail.
frogs were gay,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And it's just the whole lawsuit with him was just crazy too. They're like, you owe
the
like
Sandy
$7
Hook
billion.
one?
Yeah, you owe us $7 billion or something like that.
Wasn't
He's like,
it? It was 1 billion, or was it more than 1 billion?
It was just a lot, so much money that no one could ever pay. You're just like,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
They make him pay $1 billion, which is like impossible to even pay for having a bad opinion in America.
I mean, he was going a little crazy, but it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the wrong opinion, but I mean, come on.
It was obvious.
Sticks and stones, right,
oh,
guys? Sticks
yeah.
and stones.
It was obviously a weird witch hunt the way they just were like, you owe
$1
us.
billion? I mean, a lot of people have done a lot of bad things, and Alex Jones gets $1 billion for thinking something that was wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's fucked up.
It was,
Yeah, I'm on that side too, but
Yeah.
those families were sad.
They were sad. And I mean, I could go on and on about shit like that, man.
Yeah. What is this car though? This is cool. Oh, Alex Jones could lose his $300,000 armored truck. Oh my God! Look at this. Poor guy. Everyone just hates this guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I used to do a great impression of him, but that was so long ago.
That was before your voice got shot.
Before he was a completely broken man.
The
Yeah.
frogs are gay, Joe
I
Rogan.
mean, he's selling that thing for $300,000 just to scrape $1 billion together. It's gonna be a long time coming.
Exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I did call up to y'all the other day trying to win Mariah Carey tickets.
Oh, you
'cause y'all
did?
had the contest for
Yeah,
like, make
yeah.
us laugh. I made Bill laugh. Y'all owe me
Nice.
Mariah
No
Carey
way.
tickets. Y'all owe me.
You got to keep calling in.
I'll send you the video. You can see Bill, and he has to look down, and he's like, because I called and I was like, I'm not in this for the contest. This is Jay-Z. I just want to let the listeners know.
Oh my God.
I'm married to Beyonce, and I look like a camel. You can do whatever you want in this life. This life is yours. With that being said, Hove.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. I didn't know you did impressions at all.
That's it. Just Jay-Z and Alex Jones.
He is Joe Camel. He really is. He looks like that mascot, Joe Camel.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Remember Joe Camel?
Yeah, wearing a leather jacket playing pool.
Back when you could advertise cigarettes. Remember that?
I just think he was like he made me want to smoke cigarettes. When I used to see
dude.
him.
Leather jacket,
Yeah,
popped
yeah.
collar, man.
Dude, my first cigarettes were Camel Lights, dude.
Him, Midnight Mac, for the obesity side of growing up, the McDonald's character.
Oh, was that the moon?
Yeah, it was the moon. That was
Moon.
his name, right?
Holy
Midnight Mac.
shit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, we had a lot of good mascots.
I said that was his name, right? Like I don't collect McDonald's toys. That's his name.
The icy polar bear and
Oh,
Kmart.
Midnight. How do I spell Mac?
M-A-C or just
M-A-C.
MC.
Midnight,
Mac.
Man,
McDonald's.
he's staying true
McDonald's
to this
ad.
Bing. You know you can Google. You can find it.
You need to make it your default search engine.
Yeah, I should.
There he is. The moon one. Is that a moon?
This-
In that corner.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
that one.
That looks like it.
Yeah, that one.
I see him.
Midnight Mac. Yeah,
Oh,
Look
this
at the
singing.
motherfucker.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Holy shit. He was up to no good, dude.
Oh, for sure. He
There's
looks
no-
like
you got-
nightmare fuel.
Yeah, he
like-
does. Especially if it was like real.
He's like, the
Yeah.
cocaine's wearing off and I'm finally hungry.
Because I think, yeah. In the commercial, I think it was like claymation or something even freakier.
Yeah. So I don't know if they were just trying to like get people to eat McDonald's later at night, but it's like, bitch, we already were. Like, you're good. We
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, that's bizarre.
Yeah, you ever think someone's too big? Like, why are they advertising? I think
Yeah.
that all the time. Like, just stop advertising forever.
That's
Save
like
the
you ever
money.
seen a Chinese restaurant advertise? The shit sells itself. Like,
Yeah.
they should have to
Yeah.
advertise. It sells itself.
If I'm the CEO of McDonald's, I'm cutting all advertisement. Literally, just cutting it
No,
off.
I think you'd be fucked.
You think so? I'd save even with saving all that money.
Yeah, I remember like in school learning about this in some sort of like advertising class. To attract our customer base, I don't know. There's like a philosophy into being like never get out of their fucking heads.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true. Because that repetition really
Like
gets you in a chokehold.
you're driving down the road, you see golden arches everywhere. You turn your head, and then as soon as they're out of your vision, it's a radio ad for McDonald's. You're like, it's never gone.
Yeah, music industry does the same thing. It's like, wow, I heard that song on a commercial, and then I heard it on the radio a million times, and then I heard it here, then I heard it here, and now I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all doing that with one song in the morning.
They
I'm
not like
trying to
us.
get you fired.
They not
I'm
like
trying
us.
to get you fired.
Yeah, they not like us.
They gotta keep playing that over and over
They
again
not-
for people to think that
Yeah.
that's good. Good
Dude.
Lord, I hate that song.
That shit has gone too far now. Because
Nah,
you know
I
what got
love it
announced
still.
today?
I love it still.
You know what got announced today?
Halftime.
Oh yeah.
Halftime
oh, yeah.
show. Kendrick Lamar, are you kidding me? Drake would do a better job at the halftime show.
And I love
For
Kendrick.
real.
I love Kendrick.
Yeah.
At the Super Bowl.
At the
nigga?
Super Bowl. How many songs he got?
Kendrick
3?
Lamar made my favorite rap album of all time, Good Kid, Mad City. You can't play that at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No.
It doesn't make much sense to me.
I bought that album on vinyl and put it on my wall. It's my favorite album, but I still don't think that he's
when
the
Pyros
single-
and Crips
Yeah,
all got along.
going to play that, and it'll be sick.
For sure.
Hey, that gets me lit. Yeah.
I saw him live when that was like that album just came out, and it was
I bet that was
fucking
just.
best. He had
That'd
a
be crazy.
band. He played with a band back then.
But yeah, I mean, Drake would be more suited for the Super Bowl. It seems like they're trying to shove this guy down our throats, like Hawk Tua.
But you know how much they would have to pay Drake to come to the Super
Yeah,
Bowl?
you're right.
Probably.
Like,
Yeah, he makes that kind of money every day.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Dude, that's amazing. He got the thing in his got the pack in
Yeah,
his
the
Cool
pack in
as
his sleeve.
hell, bro.
Do
Cool
you
as
want a
hell.
fucking cig right now, dude?
Cool
I
as
do.
hell.
They're gross though, man. As much as you want one, it's like, fuck, this is nasty.
All right, well, let's just say rest in peace to Mike.
I
Oh, yeah.
smoke black and mild, so I can't talk.
Yeah, this is a mic today.
Black Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on family vacation in the Outer Banks. Who can relate, y'all? Who can relate?
Who can relate?
I've been on one of their family vacations actually. He took me as a friend. That was fun, man. The
One
Talls,
time
great party.
I was on my family vacation, or I was in the Outer Banks, minding my own business, and I look over, and who do I see? Michael Toll. I was like, "What's that?"
What?
I was just there, and it just happened to be the same week as
Dude,
this dude.
I remember,
White
I
Michael
think that's
Toll
happened
or
to me
Michael
before.
Toll?
Oh yeah, sorry, not you.
I think that's happened to me before. I can't remember the context, but it's really unsettling. I was like hundreds of miles
Yeah,
away.
where's the furthest away you've been? From
And I saw
home?
someone in my class. I was like, what is going on
I
here?
hate that.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that? Go away. There's so many other people. It's the simulation running out of memory, I think.
Walmart.
And you're like,
in
we
a
gotta
small
dump
town.
them here.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Walmart in a small town and seeing every single fucking class to me, it's like, ugh.
I get anxiety walking into Walmart just knowing some motherfucker knows me in here. Yeah.
Imagine how I feel, bro. Like especially when I'm in Delmar, like Food Line or something. customers
Small
will
town
walk up.
Walmart or
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm
And they're
high as
like,
hell with my
"Aren't
AirPods
you?"
in.
And I'm like, no. Where do you know me from? And they're like, the comedy club. And I'm like, I'm at work.
Yeah.
Do not say anything about
I'm
what I
writing
say.
right now.
Like,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
I'm gonna get fired if you tell them what I say up there.
Do you work at Food Line?
Yeah.
Nice. I
I
love
meant
Food
not to
Line.
say that. I
I'm a
work
Food
at-
Line shopper.
I work at Dude Ryan.
Their produce section has gone to shit in
The,
Salisbury.
the
man.
old food dog.
Used to be the best produce in town. Not anymore.
Do you work at the Delmar one?
Seaford.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I go there sometimes. My grandfather lives in Seaford. Seaford's cool. There's nothing there, but Seaford's cool.
I'm about to say, what part of Seaford were you hanging out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
2nd Street. That's for the people at home.
There's a really nice restaurant in Seaford. What's it called? Bon Appetit.
That is not in Seaford.
Yeah, are there any
Yeah,
good
it is.
restaurants in Seaford? That's
Where is
just
that at in
that's just
Seaford?
nothing but shit food.
right downtown.
Oh, that's why I don't go downtown.
Does that fucking
Yeah, it's
ship?
like literally the only thing.
Is that ship still a restaurant? That damn
No,
ship.
they closed that down and got. Did they pull it out? I'm
Oh,
pretty
dude,
sure
I
Is
went
that
there.
ship still there?
Dude, I went there for like my 6th birthday or something. Dude.
It's a boat. Where do you want to go? The boat.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. This place
because
is
who wouldn't?
Bon Appetit restaurant in Seaford. It's a really tiny place. Really nice.
Okay.
It's expensive. I go there with my grandfather because he lives right around the corner and he can't go far.
I mean, it's not the King's Arms, but it's pretty damn good. That's an inside joke right here because we think that's the greatest restaurant in the history of the world. The King's
Williamsburg.
Arms.
Where's that at?
Colonial Williamsburg, the King's Arms.
Dude, my cousin
You ever
just,
heard of this place?
No.
Oh, come on.
Is that a
you gotta hear
bad
this.
joke?
my cousin
No,
moved
no.
to Williamsburg. Dude.
It's kind of, we're kind of being serious, but it's just so funny to have that be your favorite restaurant. I've been there this year, and it was really good.
Dude, and you sent us pictures.
Dude.
Dude, just going there to send us pictures as a joke would be worth it.
Yep. You ever been to Colonial Williamsburg? Oh, come on. That's a destination.
Oh, the sign brings back memories.
The King's Arms. And, like, there's, like, a guy.
Look at this
they're all
diverse
dressed
party
up.
they have.
They're all cosplaying and shit. And, like,
They're
you know.
I
advertising.
hate those commercials.
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
Because I'm like, now where'd y'all get the black baby?
Yeah.
Come on. That is a fully Caucasian family from the rooter to the tutor. Where did you get the little black girl from?
They're serving you quail and old-timey shit.
I was about to say, what the hell was that?
The horse shit in the street.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, there you go. That's how I imagine it. Look like an old house.
Oh, and they have, like, the mixed drinks are so heavy. They're like, this is actually Thomas Jefferson's favorite cocktail. It's like,
He was
man.
blacked out half his life.
Yeah.
It's just a glass of absinthe.
yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Colonial Williamsburg is lit.
Cheers.
It's
All right.
lit.
We got to wrap it up. I
Yeah,
gotta
we
go
should
home to my
wrap.
child, and I got to pee again. And
Yeah, thanks for coming on to one of the longest interviews we had in our show's history. Karen Jones has a way of doing that. She's got
We'll
a
have
way
you
of
back
doing
when
that.
Mike's here, and Mike will really grill you, dude. Mike will put you on the spot. You know, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a good night, everybody. I am what's my name? Earl Campbell. My name's Earl Campbell. Good night. Thanks for coming to the show. I forgot to play the music, but
Dream Big Venues, September 20th.
Dream
Yeah.
Big Venue. And I'll give you a clip of that, too, so you can promote that and show everybody. It'll look great. All right, guys.
It's Daddy's baby show. It's Daddy's baby show.
Every Sunday at 9.